It is the Wednesday edition. The Wilde and Tausch Summer Tour continues in Fort Atkinson at Jones Market, the Jones Dairy Farm. Very excited to be here and tell you all about everything going on. No Jason Wilde, he is missing out. Sausage and bacon and cheese and ice cream and milk, all kinds of delicious things here at Jones Market and Jones Dairy Farm. He's at the Wisconsin volleyball camp going on in downtown Madison today. Madison's home of Wisconsin Badgers volleyball, 100.5 ESPN, 620 WTMJ. So you get me, Jesse Nelson, normally the producer of the show. I slide over into the host chair today alongside the Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer, Mark Tauscher. Good morning, old T.
Good morning, buddy.
Riley Auk is hang on. Riley Auk is our cousin sub today, producing the show. I'm better than you. Riley's producing the show today back at the Everlight Solar Studio at ESPN Madison. Good morning, Riley.
Good morning, Jesse. Good morning, Tausch.
Morning.
So MLB All-Star Game last night. Brian Bulaga, 9:30. Homer at 10:30. All the fun, usual Wednesday things. Wisconsin Geography Wednesday. It's going to be a blast and all kinds of fun going on here at Jones Dairy Farm all day today. Tausch and I did not drive together to Fort Atkinson today, and I don't really know why.
What do you mean you don't know why? We know why. We're doing a bunch of fun stuff after, and you're wanting to go back.
Yeah, I'm not going to stick around all afternoon with you. I thought you had arrangements.
That literally
here,
is.
Though. We had a plan up until so.
Mike Tyson always said you have a plan until you get punched in the face.
I fell asleep watching the All-Star Game at 8:30 last night. I actually got up at 4:30 this morning and finished. They replayed it, and I finished rewatching it this morning.
Okay.
So that's how my night went. I woke up to a text from you at 9-something saying we had this whole plan that we were going to drive down here together.
Sure.
And then you said, no, actually, I'll meet you there. I'm driving separate. Okay.
Here's what happened. I was going to because my wife Sarah and Eleanor are coming down to Fort Atkinson at Jones Dairy and Jones Market today, and I was going to ride back with them. Well, what I forgot is we have a baseball game in Middleton tonight that I got to run to coach. She has gymnastics/softball, so I could not, and it's going to be a little bit tight on time. I was going to just ride back with her, and then we couldn't, and that's why I sent you that. So I didn't think that was that big of a deal until it was.
Until you walked in here.
I have plenty of time. This is what you normally do when you come into the Everlight Solar Studio is you come in, coming in hot. I got here at 8:58. I was scheduled to be here about 8:46, and then I, put it in the GPS system. I had not been down. I've been, there's a drive-in movie theater in Fort Atkinson.
There is, yeah.
And
a lot of fun things in Fort Atkinson.
We've played baseball. We've had tournaments down here. So I know Fort Atkinson a little bit. I had not been to Jones Dairy. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's a couple buildings.
Sure.
And so I put it in, and I pulled in, and I literally pulled into the right spot, and I called you. I said, hey, I don't know where we're setting up. Yeah, well, where are you? So,
in fairness, the market doesn't open till 10 to the public, so
sure,
it's not like there's big signs saying, come on in right here. Understood.
Yeah, but that's not what happened. So I pulled in, and I literally was probably right where I was supposed to be as the GPS directed. And I said, hey, where are you? And you go, oh, you got to go down another block and then go to the brick building and then go down this thing, and there's a little thing closed off, and then if you get here, you can do this and this. And I'm looking at it like, this does not look right. Can you just send? And then you're like, well, no, come back, and then there's a gate closed, and then this. So finally, at 8:57, I pulled in, and I figured, all right, I think we got it, and here we are.
Thanks to my help.
And I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah. The fact that you're in an ice cream parlor portion of the building, it makes me smile. So
we're in a good spot.
For as irritated as I was with your horrible direction skills, we're here and we're good.
You're going to blame me.
I'm not blaming anybody, but if you had just said it's literally right here, you're telling me, look for a cow. And then there's umbrellas and cows, and I'm thinking to myself, no, I don't see any cows floating around.
It's the easiest way to find the place. You come through downtown Fort Atkinson, you come down the road, you look for the cow out front, you go past it, turn right, you're right in the parking lot right over here in Jones Market. And you can come in, you can experience all the bacon, the sausage, the cheese curds, the ice cream, all the dairy you want. This is an incredible spot. We're so happy to be here with our partners here at Jones Dairy and Jones Market here this afternoon. So Jim, Matt, and Molly will be here this afternoon.
Oh, beautiful.
We're here until noon, and then you're hanging out all day.
Yep.
I'm going to hang out for a bit afterwards. I'm not hanging out as long as you, but I'm going to hang out for a bit.
I'm sure you're
afterwards
hoping they
and
fire
enjoy.
you like a sandwich and some bacon. And I guess that's the only just for everybody that for everybody that knows, he does not come on remotes unless there's food. I don't think there's anything promised, but I'm guessing you're thinking, maybe there's a lot of meat and a lot of stuff. I could probably that's really why you're down here.
I am not going home empty-handed. I can tell you that. I have strict instructions from Becca on what I am.
So Becca's irritated she's not down.
She really wants to be here today. She was very disappointed that she couldn't come down.
Why didn't she take off and come down?
Well, she was just off for 10 days for the 4th of July hanging out up north, so a little tight on vacation time. But we had talked a year and a half ago about how much she wanted to come down here, and so I was thrilled at the opportunity.
Sounds like poor planning by you.
Once I found out we were doing our show here, I could not wait to get here, and I have a lot of instructions on a lot of great products from Jones Dairy to bring home, coming home this afternoon. Okay, so if you're happy that we're here in the little ice cream shop, I'm guessing you're even happier to know, as we have a text here this morning.
Okay.
This is from Jim on the South Side. This is
all right.
an hour before the show and an hour before you arrived here at Fort Atkinson. Congratulations to Mark Tauscher. It takes Major League Baseball only one day to adopt let batting practice pitchers throw balls to home run hitters to decide the All-Star game.
So
congratulations to you.
Well, Jim and Rob Manfred and Joe Torre and everybody else, you're welcome. How much cooler would it have been if they had the batting order go, same exact thing, and you just get outs? Guy pops up, you get it out. Instead of it being, Schwarber hits 3 home runs, that was the initial plan of what I had. That would have even been cooler. But with all said and done, I think what they did and how they did it with a little bit of flair and some drama, I thought was a really fun way to end. It was a pretty good All-Star game.
I think it was the best All-Star game in a decade.
Okay.
I fell asleep during the game last night when it was 2-0 in the 4th inning.
That does scream that it's the best.
But
that you take a nap in between.
I woke up at 11:30. Becca and the dog had gone to bed. I looked at my phone. I saw what happened. I was amazed to see how it played out. And then I checked. I saw, they're replaying the game at 4 a.m. Perfect. Set my alarm for 4:30. Went back to sleep. Woke up. Watched the entirety of the game as it replayed on FS1 this morning in the wee hours of the morning. So I saw the whole thing. I saw Jacob Mizorowski get one of the lamest dugout interviews I've ever seen from Ken Rosenthal after he pitched.
I didn't see that.
He basically said everything was awesome for 45 seconds. It was nothing to it. Kind of annoyed that they were interviewing Pete Alonso or Matt Olson. I forget who they were interviewing in the field while The Miz was pitching, because that would have been a little more fun to talk about The Miz instead of just saying, a little controversy with this guy. And then they could just go into it, whatever. That was kind of lame. But the game itself, a lot of runs, big comeback for the American League, and then, of course, the extra inning lack thereof with the home run derby off to conclude it and find a winner.
And I've seen a lot of folks say they should do this for regular games. No. All-Star games are exhibitions. This was great for that. You got to see a little bit of drama. Well, it reminded me a little bit of penalty kick shootouts.
A little bit.
Where you have to match, and then you can get ahead, and you can put extra pressure on. No interest in doing this in regular season baseball. The California rules and what they're doing is a beautiful way to finish it. You get it done. There's some strategy. You try to find a way. Nobody wants 18 and 20 inning games and taxing the bullpen. So this is great for the exhibition of an All-Star game. This does not need to be, a part of what we're going to do moving forward. So I think all in all, you got a conclusion, even though is it that much better of a conclusion than what we saw at Miller Park back in 01-02? It was better. That much better? Yeah, I don't know if it was. It gave you a little bit, but did you feel like you really won as an NL? I don't know. Maybe.
The home run derby to determine the winner was better than a tie. Absolutely.
But by what degree? I agree with you. I'm just saying, by what degree is it that much better?
I actually agree with you entirely. So I'm kind of bummed. I thought you were going to say, let's adopt this to the regular season.
No.
I'm a little bummed that you didn't.
No.
Because I agree with you entirely. This makes perfect sense
But
in the format for
would it have been
All-Star game,
would it have been fun to have that batting practice pitcher and then have the fielders just play it, and you have to run it out. Does that not add a little extra drama?
So you're
to
saying
it?
even though, like, who's the guy? Stowers comes up, and he didn't hit a home run for the American
Pops
League.
out. That's one out. All right,
pops
now
out,
Schwartz, hit a home run. Okay,
But you're
you got to
saying
run.
put all the guys in the field, and so
Yes.
if Stowers hit one off the wall,
He's gotta run.
He's still running it out, and he can
Yes.
try and leg out a double.
Yeah, and you don't get the steal, obviously. It's just you get your normal lead, and then you go.
Well, now we're just no.
All right.
Just give me. We're at the All-Star game. The home
Finish
run
it
derby
off.
was last night. It's
I am
a derby
fine
to
with.
finish it.
I'm fine with the rendition of my idea that they implemented. I think it's great. You found a way, and there was at least some conclusion to an event, which is what I think every fan is looking for.
This is what we like about you, that even though they adopted your idea, you could be here at Jones Market taking a victory lap, and instead you're already looking for ways to make it even better.
Well, I don't think you're going to do much with this. I think this was a fun way to finish. I think a fun All-Star weekend. For the first time in a while, I think part of it is the Miz and that whole storyline. That's what got us hooked. I don't know if that wasn't the case. It's a slow time of the year, no question. I don't know how much more interested I would have been in the All-Star game had it not been for the Miz and the local ties, obviously, to Milwaukee. But I thought that Major League Baseball, this came across, this was a good weekend. This was a good 2 or 3 day window here for what they're doing.
844-770-3776 is your way into the show on the Carbless ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line.
That's not
List
really
is more.
That's not really the big storyline from last night, though.
From the All-Star game?
No, the All-Star game is cute. That was fun. The ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Madison 100.5 ESPN softball game is really more of the intrigue for me. That's what I was doing
Okay,
last
so
night.
you did say yesterday when we were at the Delzer ESPN Milwaukee Open, you said that you were hoping to catch the Miz pitching. They said the seventh
It
inning.
ended up being the 8th.
Yeah, who knew that
got
wasn't
some-
actually going to be accurate?
Got some bad
oh,
sourcing.
right, me.
Stephen.
Yeah,
Watson.
couple. But anyway, so you said you were looking forward to the Miz pitching later in the game because you had the big 100.5 ESPN softball.
So we
game.
had
What
to.
happened?
We played at 5:00. It was hot. The girls were wanting to get shade. We played a team that had beaten us a few times throughout the regular season, and we just laid it on them.
Ooh,
We laid it on 'em. Matter of
revenge
fact,
game.
I felt like the coach got irritated with me because here's the deal: you can only score 5 runs in an inning.
Yep, standard
And-
protocol for many youth leagues.
For youth softball for sure. So you can catch up, if you only score 5, and then if you walk people. So we were up 8-0 going into the fourth inning, and the key number there is get to 11. 11 you can't lose.
oh,
so-
sure, right, yeah.
Our girls are fast. We steal bases. That's what I do. That's what
boy.
I'm over there, and I am just going to push. And I could see the other coach getting irritated, and I'm looking at him like, I could give 2 rips about you getting irritated. Our girls are going to win.
We're going to get to 11. We're going to clinch this.
We're going to get to
Yeah.
11, and then once we got to 11, I pulled off. The horses were done. We stopped, but we ended up knocking them off. But for the 5th time, and I'm going to give my wife a ton of credit. She has coached for 4 or 5 years now, Eleanor's teams. This is the first year I really jumped in to help on a consistent basis.
Okay.
Did a great job with the girls. They got a lot better. There are a couple of girls that I don't think really even wanted to play when we started. They were excited. She had fun with them. I think it was all in all just a great season. So kudos to her. But we ended up getting knocked off 4-2 in the championship. Tough loss.
So big win in the semifinal and a revenge
big win,
game.
and then we just, they had. I'm not going to say they skirted the rules because they played within them. You're only supposed to pitch 3 innings. That's the rule. But if it goes a full 6, you get to pitch a 4th inning.
Oh,
and
you
they
get to
had
come
a
back.
girl
Okay.
that was a beast of a pitcher. She's really tough. We had a hard time dealing with her, and that led us to struggle to score any runs. And so I tipped the cap to. I'm not going to say which team beat us, but they beat us fair and square. And we, for the 5th time, now are runners-up with the ESPN Madison. And next year will be it. Next year's going to be our swan song, and we're going to try to get over the hump.
Last dance.
Yeah.
Kind of the
It will be the last dance. That's true.
So who's the most famous team that's consistently the Buffalo Bills
We are the Buffalo Bills
Yeah.
of the Spy
of
Bass.
Sun Prairie
Yes.
Youth Softball? Yeah.
Yep. So there you go.
Dang. Well, good run, good
Yep.
season.
Yep, thank you.
Got Got some responses already coming into the All-Star game. We'll talk about those coming up next before Brian Bulaga joins us to talk all things Green Bay Packers at 9:30. We're at Jones Market, Jones Dairy Farm in Fort Atkinson. Tausch, tell us about Pella Windows.
I'm wondering
and Doors
if
of
we
Wisconsin.
shouldn't do, as we walk around here today, if we shouldn't do a draft. Like you get to draft 3 things from the entire store. So you look around, and whether you're going to go with the thick bacon, we'll take a look at that. That'll be just a window into our show for the rest of the day. And for windows with the strongest resilience, you need the Pella Experience. The Pella Experience Center lets you see it, feel it, open, close, and compare dozens of windows and door options, and all from 7 different Pella lines. So whatever your budget fits, Pella has 7 different lines, and they're all lined up side by side. Stop by soon, though, because if you order by July 31st, you can get 0% interest for up to 5 years. Certain restrictions do apply. Visit the Pella Experience Center in Brookfield or schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Wilde and Tausch from Jones Market at Jones Dairy Farm in Fort Atkinson continues next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member-first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
It's always a beautiful experience coming out to the ballpark. Many fans prep in the parking lot amongst our legendary tailgaters. When you're ready for new windows and doors, prep for those at the Pella Experience Center in Brookfield. See, feel, open, close, and compare dozens of window and door options from different Pella lines side by side. And if you order by July 31st, get 0% interest for up to 5 years on Blue Mountain Road or visit PellaWI.com today.
Ever thought about hitting a golf ball in Camp Randall Stadium? Well, now is your chance. On August 1st and 2nd, you can enjoy a VIP experience while hitting tee shots from the upper deck throughout the stadium down to custom greens on the field below. Start and end your round with great music, cold beers, food, and numerous golf challenges. Event is open to all ages, but hurry because tee times will go fast. Go to upperdeckgolf.com to book a tee time today. That's upperdeckgolf.com.
Bringing summer gatherings to the next level is just another thing we do at Celebrations Entertainment. Hi, it's Jeffrey. With rental items like sound equipment, photo booths, and even yard games, you can make your event the party that everyone talks about. Any event like graduation parties, block parties, or even a backyard barbecue can be elevated with fun, interactive items to make everyone ask, hey, how'd you pull this off? Just tell them celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious with multiple engine options and impressive towing. While Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability, making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
I'm John Hayes, owner of Goodman's Jewelers. We've been at the heart of many magical moments, from engagements to weddings to sweet 16s. It warms my heart to be a part of these moments for 40 years with people I consider family. With the highest standards and an eye for classic beauty, enjoy a warm boutique setting at Goodman's Jewelers, where integrity shines in every gem. At 220 State Street, Goodman's Jewelers, the Diamond Store in Madison, since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
Summer is here, and there's no better way to celebrate than with Door County Distillery. Hey, it's Alex Stroh. I've been telling you for years how great Door County Distillery is. Locally produced, handcrafted, and award-winning spirits made locally in beautiful Door County. The sun is shining, and so can the Rock Island Rum from Door County Distillery in your summertime cocktail. Otherwise, vodkas, gins, whiskeys, brandies, and more, it's all available from the award-winning Door County Distillery. Find a huge list of unique cocktail recipes and the retailer nearest you, doorcountydistillery.com. That's doorcountydistillery.com.
What's in your summer survival kit? Mark Tausch here, and I'll tell you what should be. A cooler full of drinks, a comfy lawn chair, and for just $12.99, a large Hut Lovers pizza from Pizza Hut. For a limited time, choose from 4 loaded legends, meat lovers, pepperoni lovers, veggie lovers, and the spicy Hawaiian for just $12.99. Hot, melty, and made to crush hunger. A perfect summer go-to order. Order up before it's gone on the Pizza Hut app. And remember, nobody out-pizzas the Hut. Additional charge for extra toppings, pan, stuffed crust, and extra cheese.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Switch on the sky and the stars glow for you. Go see the world cause it's all so brand new. Don't close your eyes cause your future's ready to shine. It's just a matter of time before we learn how to fly. Welcome to the rhythm of the night.
Wilde and Tausch, Jesse and Tausch today, live from Jones Market, the Jones Dairy Farm in Fort Atkinson. This is a magical place. Come on out and join us today. Store hours open to the public 10 to 5:30.
You know what I love
today.
is you have people cutting meat and ice cream, and you got those old school like 1950s and 60s like parlor hats on. Love it.
The ice cream is abundant. The sausage, the bacon, the ham, all the meats. We're right next to it as they're getting ready to open up for the public at 10 o'clock today. And rumor has it there might be a few opportunities for us to indulge a little bit throughout the course of today's show. Come on out and join us. We're here until noon. Tausch is here all day. Jim, Matt, and Molly on ESPN Madison will be out here from 4 until 6 this afternoon as well. Reactions coming into the All-Star ending last night. First from Mike the Wedding DJ.
Oh, love Mike the Wedding DJ.
If Mike came out here today, I would buy him lunch today. This would be a rare exception. So if he wants to come and join us in Fort Atkinson, Mike the Wedding DJ, lunch is on me if you come out here today. The way they ended the All-Star game.
You're a beauty.
The way they ended the All-Star game.
You're not gonna be able to find. You won't be able to find Jesse's car though. That's the.
Don't
tricky
ask
part.
me for directions. That's on you. You got to get here. But once you're here, I'll buy you lunch, Mike. The way they ended the All-Star game last night has been the rule since 2022, he
Just
says.
hasn't come into play. Okay.
It was not a new way to end the game. It could have happened 3 seasons ago, says Mike on the Carbless ESPN Wisconsin Talk and Text line. Jim in the Berg, Tausch, you should bring the girls out to a Madison Nightmares Northwoods League game. They have been.
They have
I had
been.
a feeling that might have been the case.
Yeah,
Some members of our team went out to a game last night.
I did not go. Sarah and the team went out there and it was a great. They all had, just like Mallard's games, Nightmare. They have had. They do a great job of keeping people entertained. Not only during the game, but also in between innings.
Riley, you were out there last night with some of the members of our
jiu-jitsu
Madison
night
team.
out there, or what?
No, it was actually, it's All-Star Week for them, too, in the Northwoods League.
Oh.
So there was a Madison Nightmares game. It was a League One volleyball night, actually. So they had one of the members of the Madison team throw out the first pitch. Nice. And then they had the Northwoods League Home Run Challenge after the game, which was something. I was going to save this for Woe Riley, but since we're already talking about it.
You can save it. If it's good, save it.
All right. Just keeping my Northwoods League Home Run Derby, there was a very poor performance.
Oh, boy.
Just leave it at that.
Couldn't have been as bad as the dude that only hit 1 or 2 the other night.
We'll see.
All right.
We'll see. It was fun, though.
Speaking of home run derbies, great tease for Woe Riley coming up later in the show. Jeff Passan tweeted this last night. This is the thing that was the only disappointment, I'd say, in the home run derby challenge to conclude the All-Star game. Jeff Passan, our guy, who joined us last week.
Awesome.
Conversation still relevant. Check it out on the ESPN Wisconsin app. What is Brent Rooker, Jonathan Aranda, Randy Arozarena versus Pete Alonso, Kyle Schwarber, and Kyle Stowers? What could have been Aaron Judge, Cal Raleigh, Vlad Jr. versus Shohei, Pete Alonso, and Schwarber.
Yeah, why was that not the case?
Almost all of them were already on the plane going home by the time the 9th inning concluded. So that is one of the downsides to the All-Star game. Many of the starters had already left the building. They're pulled in the 2nd or 3rd inning, and they have left to the airport on the private jets heading out to enjoy their All-Star break.
That's better if they don't talk about that. That's a bad look. You're telling me you guys can't stick around? Come on.
I mean, If you saw,
Brett Favre,
if you saw the players who came out,
Brett Favre left a preseason game in the third quarter but that was a monster storm, and they did it, and everybody was up in arms. This is more important than a preseason game, and I think shame on. I get it, but that's ridiculous. You can't stick around for 9 innings. You got fans out there. Come on, man. I don't like that a bit.
So.
I don't like it a bit.
If it wasn't 5-0 in the 6th inning, do you think that there's a chance some of these guys stuck around if the game was closer, if it was like the 2nd inning 2-0 into the 7th or 8th inning?
I think once they got pulled out of the game, they're probably like, I'm good. Let me go home. And I'm sure that's probably all negotiated. I just think that if you're going to have fans come, it doesn't mean you're going to be owed 9 innings. I don't think you should play 9 innings. But you're going to fly out of it. You're going to leave and fly out in the 3rd inning?
Stay to the end of the game. I don't think that's too much. Especially now knowing it's 9 innings and then the Derby.
You sure about that? I can't believe
that's
that.
Jeff Passan, Jesse Rogers covers baseball for ESPN. A lot of them were saying
that they would just leave.
The reason that some of these guys were not available to be selected for the Derby was that they had left the stadium. Like, they were gone.
That's super lame. That's all I'm going to say about that.
I'm
going to Forrest Gump this.
Do you think that?
That's all I have to say about that.
Do you think that something will change where those players for future years will be mandated to stay
Listen,
around?
man, we want Shohei there, and Shohei's obviously time is a valuable commodity for all these guys. I get all that, but that's a bad look. I just remember the uproar of people that were when Favre left, I don't even know how that all shook itself up.
There was a storm delay.
There was a big storm.
Game, yeah.
We had the game. It was a preseason game. They probably should have just canceled it. They didn't. Then they started doing that. And here, is this a huge deal? It would have been a lot better. Passan is right. Imagine Judge and Shohei. If you're going to do this, it was still entertaining, but how much better would it have been? A lot better.
If you have the biggest home run hitting stars, including the guy that won the Derby the night before, in the mix, instead of 3 of these guys, I, as a baseball fan, was not very familiar with until last night. Rooker, Aranda, Stowers, I was not familiar with.
Let me tell you something, and I think we had this discussion yesterday about nicknames. I always like looking at things through my 11-year-old daughter's eyes because I am 48. I'm pretty dead set on my ways. There's certain things that, okay, I understand this, I understand this. She doesn't, I don't know how many baseball players I could even, if I asked her how many players she could name, I don't know if she could name any. I think she could name Shohei, maybe a few Brewers. All she was interested in last night, Big Dumper. That's it.
Marketing. Yeah, that's it.
Why was Big Dumper not in this thing last night?
He left. He was in the Derby the night before.
Come on,
Dumps. All-Star break.
Dumper, you ain't Shohei, bro. You ain't Shohei, bro. Like, we want you out there, Dump. But, listen, man, I'm not going to sit here and act like I am all things baseball because I'm not. I have general concepts on where that this would have been – if this is how this all shook itself out, I know that they don't get a ton of time off. It's a grind. I get all of that. You're here. Fans want to see it. It would have been better. It's not how it shook out. There you go.
So Tucker in Wausau texts in at 844-770-3776. I didn't hear this last night or this morning. The managers had to pick their batters the day before in the event of a Derby off. So they knew who wasn't going – like they knew Judge or Ohtani. Those guys were already planning on leaving. So they purposely picked these guys the day before knowing they would be in the game.
Yeah, my point is they shouldn't plan to leave. They should stay and they should be part of this deal.
Yeah, just keep everybody there through the game.
As a matter of fact, why not do it this way? Have the fans vote who they want to see if it's a 3-on-3 battle.
Make that part of the All-Star balloting. In the event of a Derby off, who are the 3?
That is what needs to happen. And just you could do like an online poll after the All-Stars are announced because obviously we're not going to have Aaron Judge if he has a bad season isn't an All-Star. Hey, AJ, you need to get out here to do this. You're on the team. Who do the fans want to see? You want to be fan forward? Go ahead, be fan forward. But guys have to stick around, and it's obvious that that's not going to be the case.
We hope that someday the All-Star Game will return to American Family Field in Milwaukee.
Well, I still don't know why Fiserv hasn't hosted a NBA All-Star. That is ridiculous.
That's getting to be pretty irritating that it hasn't, yeah.
Didn't we put a ton of money in as taxpayers of the state? for this big, because we're going to get all these great events. And we have great concerts. Obviously, the Bucks, Giannis. Get us a blanket all-star game.
We got the political.
I mean, all these folks are getting Minnesota and Detroit. They get Super Bowls. You're telling me we can't get an all-star game? Come on now.
Well, I was transitioning into telling us about American Family Insurance, but thanks for the quick aside there. How about AmFam?
American Family Insurance, a proud partner of Wilde and Tausch from the jump, and for almost 100 years they've been committed to making life better with the right home and auto protection. Also, you're free to enjoy your dreams. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com. Why has Milwaukee not hosted an all-star game yet? Well, they going to try to say there's not enough hotels?
This came up when the announcement was made for where the upcoming locations would be. I think it had a lot to do with the size of the city and the players enjoying the weekend. And
Indiana's hosted all-star games.
Indianapolis did recently.
Ain't that much bigger than Milwaukee.
Chicago's going to have it coming up.
We built a new stadium. Get us an all-star game. Thin.
That's all I got to say about that.
All right.
Brian Bulaga, talking Green Bay Packers, joins us next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
Mark Tausch here for Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust. As sports fans, we always hope our teams get to prove that they're the best at what they do. But guess who's proven over the last several years that they're a Best of Madison car dealership? Oh, you got it. Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie. Zimbrick's service team takes great care of my vehicle anytime I need to bring it in. For tune-ups, battery checks, tire rotations, oil changes, and much more. They'll make sure all the inner workings of your vehicle are in tip-top shape so you don't get stranded on the side of the road. And of course, if you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, Zimbrick Chevrolet is the perfect place to start your search. Stop by the dealership or even begin the process online at home by logging on to ZimbrickChevrolet.com. There are always great offers to take advantage of each month. View inventory, schedule a service appointment, and learn more about all Zimbrick Chevrolet has to offer. Call or click at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. That's ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust.
The sound of summer is on ESPN Madison.
The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Madison's home of the Brewers.
Mizorowski deals. Struck him out. A heater at 101.
Catch every Milwaukee Brewers game this season on 100.5 ESPN.
Back and watching it sail. It's a grand slam.
Brewers baseball on ESPN Madison is presented by Hard Rock Casino Rockford and brought to you by the Pfister Hotel in downtown Milwaukee.
Hey, Drew and Jonathan Scott here. Build a customized renter's policy with American Family Insurance so you can protect your tandem bike on the go. Thief! Oh, he is struggling with that two-seater. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Some exclusions may apply. Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI and its operating companies. 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Take your game to the next level with Vortex Golf. This employee-owned brand out of Wisconsin brings you premium rangefinders like the Blade, Blade Slope, and the Anarch, packed with features like image stabilization, pin spotter mode, and rock-solid accuracy. Backed by a legendary no-questions-asked VIP lifetime warranty and unmatched customer service, Vortex has you covered. Ready to upgrade your gear? Visit maplehillgolf.com and search Vortex to see the full lineup. Vortex Golf, you can bet on it.
Celebrate Happy Gilmore 2 at the Bridges. On Sunday, July 27th, play in the Be Happy 2 or 4-person scramble for $120 per person. Includes 18 holes of golf with a cart, prizes, and dinner. Find more details at golfthebridges.com today.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
Mark Tausch here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott, Garrett, and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers.
in Middleton
and Madison.
Hey ESPN Milwaukee fans, Brian Balaga here for Surfside. Summer is heating up, and there's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside iced tea and vodka or Surfside lemonade and vodka to break the heat. Made with real brewed tea and real vodka, Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy no matter what your plans are this weekend. Look for the can with the sunset stripes, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
I've got some famous friends you probably never heard of, but back in Rutherford County, our crowd is second to none. You might not know them here in this big city we're in, but when I go back home, I've got some famous friends. Yeah, I
do. It is going to be a good day at Jones Market, Jones Dairy Farm in Fort Atkinson.
Yeah, look at this. The bacon is cooked perfect.
So for those of you who are watching on the video stream, the ESPN Madison, ESPN Milwaukee video stream on YouTube, you can find us during commercial breaks enjoying. We brought out, I was told this is our first plate, which makes me very excited, of Jones.
Stop staring at me.
Stop
staring at me like I'm a half a hog. Because right now you're like, oh my God, this makes me very excited. I need one of those dividers right now.
We've got the Cherrywood smoked thick cut bacon. I'm already on piece number 2, and it is good. It is good.
It is good. It's not, I mean, it's really good. But stop with the eyes.
It's
That's all
perfect bacon. It is the perfect bacon.
So, and this is, I've asked this question, and Blue I know is I don't know if he's a chef connoisseur, but I know he likes good food. Bacon is it's got to be cooked properly. You know, you have to. I've done where I've made my own bacon, where I've got the nice job, Jez. What the?
I dropped the bacon. I'm trying to show Blue.
You get the pork belly, and then you make your own. You put it and you season it, and you let it sit for 5 to 7 days. We used to do this for Easter. And then the big thing is how you cut it, but how you cook it. Back on our farm, back in the old days, we would microwave it. Well, the chef here at Jones just came out. Here's the deal. What'd she say, 375?
350.
350. 10 minutes.
Yep.
Flip 10 minutes, and this is what you get. Where's our
Perfect.
camera? This is what you get. No, it's right there.
Well, both.
And this is what you get.
It's very good. Blue, we're on the farm. You're on the farm. How's everything going over there for you?
And he's got donkeys. We got bacon.
I'm good. That food, I mean, that bacon looks solid. I'm not even going to beat around the bush. I'm not even beating around the bush.
Can you smell this through there? Like I almost feel like you can smell how this bacon tastes through the live stream.
Like I almost can. Like it looks really, really, and it's cooked. Like I can say that's cooked perfect. It's not floppy.
Yep.
But it's not burnt.
Yep.
Yes. It's like
that's what.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
like a perfectly done.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, it's perfectly done. So tip of the cap to the chef there. That was really well done. But yeah, that looks really good. But I'm doing great. How are you guys? Everyone doing good?
We are wonderful. Sorry, Jason couldn't be here for the third week in a row in your appearance. That's starting to get a little suspicious. But nonetheless, he misses you. He sends his regards. 1 week from today is the start of Green Bay Packers training camp up in Titletown. Can you believe it? The offseason is coming to a close.
Thank goodness.
What are I'm going to ask both of you guys, but Blue, you can go first on this. What are players typically thinking 1 week out from the start of training camp today?
For me, I was always like okay, when are we heading back to Green Bay? That was always the question about now. Like what day are we heading back to Green Bay to try to get into a routine, right? Like I never wanted to show up like 2 days before camp. That seemed like I was like rushing around the house, getting stuff ready to just go back in. So it was always trying to figure out what day we were going to get back into town. So like I would probably this weekend would be the last weekend I would be here in Florida to pack up and spend a full week in Green Bay before camp actually kicked off, and spend a full week in Green Bay, go work out at the facility, try to get acclimated again and get ready to go, because to be just call it what it is. Like, the inevitable is here. Like, camp is here. For veteran guys, like, you don't love camp. I mean, it is what it is. Like, it comes around every year. You got to do it. But staying away from Green Bay, it's not going away. So you might as well just get in there and get acclimated and get ready to go. It's a fresh start. It's a new season, and just get mentally prepared for what's ahead. And that's what I would always do every year, is just get there probably about a week early and settle in and get my mind right for what's about to come.
So, Blue, how much of it was nerves about just the whole thing? How much of it was excitement about getting a reset? Because for me, it was always, man, I know this is the best I'm going to feel for probably 8 months. Every time I jump up on the training table to get my ankles taped for a padded practice, these guys, again, I'm not going to be old guy sitting here on the mountain saying I climbed both ways to school, but we jumped right into it. It was Wednesday of next week, we'd be in pads, walking down or biking down or vanning down to training camp. And once you got those ankles taped and put everything on, you knew this is the best I'm going to feel for 8 months. That was always kind of, especially as I got older. Before, it was the nervousness of we're getting started again. I always battled between you get that pit in your stomach, like, this nice relaxing time is over. And then 2 days in, it was just like you're back. It's like riding a bike. You're back to normal, get into the grind. But that stretch right, it just kind of, for me, it's just like before a game, I would always be nervous when we'd come back in before warm-ups, and you warm up, you feel good. And then that 10-minute window where you're like, you have some guys going through their playbook, other guys just kind of chilling. That's the feeling I would always get. I had that same feeling the day before I'd come to camp as I did 10 minutes before a game kicks off.
Yeah, I mean, when I was younger, I was certainly more nervous going into it, because, like, you go back through kind of that, I don't want to say being a rookie again, but like when you're younger in the league, you go compared to where the veteran guys are at, especially when it was Mike's system and guys that had been there for a long time, and they knew that thing like the back of their hand, right? They could take time off. They could be away from it. They came back and they knew the scheme. They knew all the calls and everything like that. When I was still younger in that scheme, I knew the material and I knew all the calls and I knew all the checks and I knew all those things. But, like, you still get nervous that, like, man, what if I, like, forgot what that was, or I'm a tick slow, or I have to think about it. So, like, those were the things that I was a little bit more nervous about early on in my career coming back to camp, that, like, am I going to be up to speed on those things once we put pads on and we're going full speed? But it was kind of like you said, once you got into it a couple days, it was like, all right, it's back to normal. I didn't forget the offense. I'm not panicking. I remember what I'm doing here again. And then, like, you hit the nail on the head. Once I got past, like, year 5 and 6, it was like, yeah, this is probably going to be the best I feel. I might as well, like, get used to this, because this is, once I put these pads on and we get going here, like, this is going to be it. Like, this starts the inevitable decline of how my body feels until we're done, hopefully. I mean, obviously, it was always the thought was February, but January was the thought, right? Like, this is the inevitable decline of how my body's the peak, and then the decline to January. And people may think, like, oh, it's only camp. You guys are only, but, like, listen, man, like, camp is not only a mental grind, it is a physical grind. Like, you are taking reps nonstop. It's one of those periods of time where, unless you're like the 10 or 11 or 12-year vet, you're taking a bunch of reps just back to back to back to back. And it's not like the regular season where it's a little more scaled back. There's only so many guys to take reps. I mean, they're trying to get as many reps in you as they can, because this is the time to kick rust off and get looks at you on tape and evaluate and do all those things. So you're out there, you're working, and the periods are fast and furious. They're physical, they're intense, and they're trying to simulate game speed without obviously the tackling and things like that. So it's a very intense 3-4 weeks that these guys experience, when they come back.
Well, I mean, there's only 9 or 10 padded practices, so I mean,
well, nowadays,
I understand what you're saying, but
nowadays,
now it is. Agree. Still, there is that mental component. Physically, it's so much easier, and that's not again. I know I'm sounding like old man on top of hill, and I am, but it's true. I mean, it is true.
Well,
it's a much better. By the way, it is the right way. It's smarter. You're keeping guys healthier. You're not being in. I think in the past it was almost idiotic what we did. Now it seems it's more reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be dead honest. Like, I did 2 days at Iowa, right? Like in my junior year, I did 2 days there. I mean, they were still doing 2 days at that point. And my rookie year was obviously the last year of the 2 days in the NFL. It was still a shell shock for me at 2 days when I got to the NFL. I was still used to 2 days from Iowa, right? Like we were still doing that every day at Iowa. And then we did it in Green Bay. And when I was doing it, when I was a rookie, I was still like really like shell shocked by the whole physicality of it and the grind of it. Like it was very tough. Like, so you could say, oh, well, like, like these guys, they don't understand. Like, I understood it. I understood what 2 days were. I was very accustomed to it. Like Coach Ferentz's practice were not easy at Iowa. Let's just put it that way. They were very pro style, practices. They were 3 hour, put your hand in the dirt and we're going to run 9-on-7 and 3v3s and blocks drills. And that's what we're going to do. So I thought like, oh, I'll be pretty well adjusted to 2 days in the pros. Yeah, well, Clay Matthews isn't across from you. Cullen Jenkins isn't across from you. Ryan Pickett isn't across from you. Like, that's the difference of like, now you're doing that against those guys and you're doing that twice a day. And like, that was the difference that guys don't really understand when they make that transition. So now that they're only having like 9 padded practices, I mean, I can't even imagine how good that feels from a standpoint of how their bodies are. But I guess everything's relative and how guys adjust to things, but there's still the mental aspect of it that wears on guys, right? There's still the mental aspect of the playbook and learning things. And the other flip side to that, which I don't know, Tausch, I don't think you guys did them, and I didn't do them with Mike until LaFleur got there, was the joint sessions. We didn't do those.
Yeah, we did one.
So you did one?
Yep.
So like that adds another layer to the physicality of the camp for these guys, right? Like that's another layer that we didn't have that kind of ratchets things up a little bit, because like those are essentially games that aren't games, right? Like, I mean, that's how physical those things get. Both sides are trying to prove something. Guys are out there, they're flying around. It's a very intense hour and a half or whatever the time on those things are. So like that is one thing that I didn't have when I was there when Mike was the head coach, that these guys are getting. Now they're getting 3 of them this year or 2. I don't know how many they're getting.
I think they're 2.
Yeah, they're getting 2. So I mean, that's another added layer that they have to work through as players. But from the Packer versus Packer standpoint, we'll just say it's not like it was when we were there. It's a little different.
No doubt about that. Nope.
Last thing before we talk about the offensive line coming up next, because that's been a big subject of conversation, especially in Jason's.
And our YouTube channels love it when we talk O-line.
They do, except for that one comment, but the rest of them all love it. They came to the defense yesterday when that came up on the show. So the fans of Wilde and Tausch that are going to be going to training camp practices, and there's a lot of them. They love taking pictures of Jason hosting the show from the sidelines when he's up there. What do you recommend fans watch for when they're attending a training camp practice? What can the common fan learn sitting in the stands watching a training camp practice?
Well, I mean, it depends on obviously, who's by them, right? Like it's hard to, depending on who's by them and what group is by them during individual drills and things like that, it all depends. Normally, it's tough to gauge. Like, say, a lot of people love to watch one-on-ones, right? Like, that's people's favorite thing to watch with offensive line. Defensive line, it is a very entertaining thing to watch. I will say it's fun to watch. Like, even because I didn't take many reps as I got older, so I even like to watch it. I stood back there and I enjoyed watching it. It was fun for me to watch, so I get why the fans would like to watch it too. But I think the thing that, as you watch those things, I think if you're up close and person to it, like sometimes the linemen they're very close up to the stands if they set Radnički Field up that way. Make sure you don't judge those things as as end all be all, right? Like look at those things from and any one-on-one drill. That would be wide receiver DBs. That's running backs versus linebackers in their one-on-one blocking drills. That's offensive line, defensive line. The one-on-one drills are meant to be, at least the way I always assumed they were for offensive line, defensive line. Besides my rookie year, I thought they were the end all be all. But once I got a little bit older, they're meant to be things that guys work on for technique and try different techniques out to see what fits them and what suits them, and things that they can try out as the season moves on, and what may be effective, what may not work. So as you're watching that, don't be alarmed if a D lineman that you really think loses a couple reps, like, oh my gosh, this guy, he's not going to win any reps this year. He just lost 2 reps in a row. Or if an offensive tackle gets beat once or twice, like, this guy can't block anyone. Why'd we just give him a contract extension? He can't block so-and-so. He just lost to a first round or a first-year player. Why? Like, just don't be alarmed. Like, guys are working on things, and they're trying to figure out techniques, and it's the same way with DBs and receivers and things like that. They're working on releases. They're working on routes. DBs are doing the same thing. They're working on jam techniques and bail techniques and all these different things. So, but those are fun to watch. And then obviously, like, listen, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's cool to watch the quarterbacks throw the ball into like the net and the tire. I don't know what you really get out of that. I mean, it's fun to watch. To me, if I'm a fan, I really want to pay attention to the team periods. That's where you'll get a really good idea of what guys are doing, because there's no really practicing certain techniques and certain things that they just want to try out, right? Like when they're in the team periods, they're playing like they're going to try to play it straight in a game. They're trying to work their technique. They're trying to obviously run the offense or defense, and they're trying to win their blocks. And that's the thing that guys, when we cut the tape on in the offensive line room or the D line room or whatever, like, those are the grades and the film that gets graded on and we get correct on. And the individual tape and things, like, we watch those things, but it's the Packers versus Packers tape. Like, that's the thing that we really watch and we study and we're harsh on ourselves about. So that would be what I would, if I'm fans, to really look at that. If you want to watch your favorite player, see what they do in those drills, in the team drills. If you want to see how a young guy's doing, watch what he's doing against a veteran-type player. See how he's going against a guy that has done this for a long time. See how effective he is against a guy that's been doing it for a while in the league. And you'll get a gauge on how that player's coming along and how he's making progress throughout camp. And that'll give you a good gauge about where he's at, throughout training camp. And to me, that's always, where I always put stock in was the team drills. Because that's, at the end of the day, that's how we're getting our most realistic football is that. It's not in the one-on-one drills and anything like that. It's in the team drills. And at the end of the day, that is what the coaches care about as well. It's the team drills, because that's our offense, our defense, and things like that.
Well, I hope our fans appreciate that advice for those who are heading up to training camp over the next few weeks. It starts next Wednesday. We're going to talk more about the offensive line with Brian Bulaga, coming up with a little tackle talk. Tausch, I know our fans always appreciate the advice of cracking open an ice-cold Coors Light.
And whether you're tailgating pregame, having a little bacon, whatever you might be doing, crack open a cold, refreshing Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light, brewed with that 3-step cold process. Cold lager, cold filtered, and it's cold packaged, so it is made to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Wilde and Tausch live from Jones Market, Jones Dairy Farm in Fort Atkinson. Tackle talk with Brian Bulaga next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Brian Bulaga on Wilde and Tausch is brought to you by Surfside. Surfside iced tea and vodka and Surfside lemonade and vodka. It's light, refreshing, and has 0 bubbles. It's perfect for a day on the golf course or a day at American Family Field. Cheers to Surfside.
Mark Tausch here for the great team at Everlight Solar. Well, there's a bunch of energy and excitement around the start of a brand new football season coming up in Green Bay. And speaking of energy, the start of a new football season could also mean the start of a new way to power your home. How would you like to start saving money while also helping to save the planet? All you have to do is make the switch with Everlight Solar. Our family is one of the many who have made the switch to solar over the last several years. We knew we had wanted to, but weren't exactly sure where to even start. And that's when we met with the Everlight team, and they outlined the entire process and educated us on the benefits of making the switch. It was super simple. Join us in saving a ton of money and creating a greener environment for our family and the community by switching to solar. Learn more. Schedule a free consultation at everlightsolar.com. That's everlightsolar.com.
You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. 10 years ago, Wisconsin basketball handed Kentucky its only loss of the season en route to the 2015 national title game. Frank Kaminsky sharing Devin Booker's feelings years after the Final Four upset when the two played in the NBA.
When I signed in Phoenix and he was there, and the first thing he said when he looked at me, I had never really talked to him outside of this. He just looked at me and goes, "I'm not over it." And I knew exactly what he was talking about.
Made Him Believe, now available on ESPN Madison's YouTube channel and on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
For windows with the strongest resilience, you need the Pella experience. Get 0% interest for up to 5 years if you order by July 31st at PellaWI.com.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, a special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
Bringing summer gatherings to the next level is just another thing we do at Celebrations Entertainment. Hi, it's Jeffrey. With rental items like sound equipment, photo booths, and even yard games, you can make your event the party that everyone talks about. Any event like graduation parties, block parties, or even a backyard barbecue can be elevated with fun, interactive items to make everyone ask, "Hey, how'd you pull this off?" Just tell them celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
At Hazelden Betty Ford, treating mental health isn't just about breaking old patterns, it's about braving new ones. As the leader in alcohol and drug treatment for 75 years, we know caring for addiction, anxiety, depression, and trauma goes hand in hand. We're here for you with new tools when life breaks down. Discover your path to better mental health at hazeldenbettyford.org/Wisconsin. Sponsored by Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
I've got some famous friends you probably never heard of, but back in Rutherford County, our crowd is second to none. You might not know them here in this big city we're in, but when I go back home, I've got some famous friends. Yeah, I do. My buddy Jason, he's a sheriff.
Wilde and Tausch continues live from Jones Market, Jones Dairy Farm in Fort Atkinson. Jesse and Tausch today. Jason will return to the show tomorrow. That's the bad news for you. The good news is Brian Bulaga rejoins us for a second segment. Tackle Talk with Brian Bulaga. Now, I'm reading...
So before we get into Tackle Talk...
Okay.
And this is something that I'm really curious what Brian's thoughts are. I'm semi-curious what your thoughts are.
Understood.
Who of the 90 dudes that are going to be practicing and what we just, Brian just went through, the vibes and the feelings, who has the most to prove? Which of the 90, obviously everybody has to prove, but who has the most to prove this upcoming season, in your opinion, Brian Bulaga?
Oh, man, that's
now, wait a second. In camp or in
No.
the season? Because I think that's a different answer. Because I would say Wicks for the training camp.
Okay.
I would say, he's got to solidify that Matthew Golden doesn't deserve a spot
When
in
did
front
you
of
change
him,
your name to Brian?
I'm just throwing my
okay.
answer out there.
I wanted to make sure. I was like, am I wrong here? You're Brian and he's Jesse? So I'm going to say...
Usually start with the warm-up act and then go to the...
Okay, I will say training camp. Who has the most to prove during training camp?
Wicks.
Okay. Brian?
Okay. Well, that's a great answer.
It's a good answer.
Thank you, Brian.
I'm going to stay in my lane, and because I think the wide receiver room is it's a wild wild room right now because I have no idea who's leapfrogging who and I have no idea. I think I guess most to prove or has a lot to show us. I'm going to stay at the left tackle position and say Jordan Morgan because this is year two, right, of him getting this opportunity at left tackle again, right? This is year two of this. So, and listen, this, he came in as a rookie. He said he wanted this job. He wanted to be the blindside protector of Jordan Love, which is great. I love confidence. Left tackles have to have a certain mindset that it's their gig, right? They're very confident guys. I've never met a not confident left tackle. Normally they all are. So for me, I want to see it, right? That to me is something that I'm excited to see and how this whole thing plays out. So to me, it would be him. This is year two for him. There's a lot of expectation. Obviously, the organization and the staff again feels they're giving him another opportunity to compete for this job again over Sheed, who's obviously done a really nice job at that position to begin with. So to create a competition there, they must see something that they really like. So to get that opportunity again, let's see it.
So, go ahead.
Oh, what'd you have, Jesse?
Well, I wanted to follow up by saying
Go for it.
if your question was who this entire season has the most to prove, we spent a lot of time talking yesterday about Aaron Banks. Jason said he dove into the contract, and basically the Packers can say goodbye if he has a poor performance in his first season.
He ain't going anywhere for 2 years.
Okay, so you say he's not going anywhere. Jason,
unless he's got awful or has a catastrophic injury, he ain't going anywhere for 2 years.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If there's a clear path to them moving on from him with young players who could step in and take over at that position, if it doesn't work out, I think he has a significant amount to prove on the offensive line this coming season.
I would say of everybody on the offensive line, Aaron Banks has the least to prove. And you know why I say that? Because he got his bread, and they just paid. Yes, Elton Jenkins is in a deal where he doesn't have any guaranteed money left. Zach Tom hadn't gotten paid. Sean Ryan's going to be an unrestricted free agent. Rasheed Walker, they don't want him to be the left tackle. And Jordan Morgan, they don't know if he can be the left tackle. Banks the only guy that doesn't have anything to prove. That literally couldn't be a worse answer, in my opinion. Brian, what do you think?
Well, he's the only guy that has guaranteed money in his deal.
Banks, he's got a lot to prove. Actually, no. I mean,
take it up with Jason. He's the one who said yesterday that
I'm not going to speak for Jason. I'm going to. You just said something, and you could make a really good argument that he might have the least to prove on this entire roster.
roster?
Yes.
Xavier McKinney doesn't have as much to prove as
Xavier
Aaron
McKinney
Banks.
Xavier McKinney's a dog. We know that. But I'm guessing his contract, because how Russ does it, after 2 years, Xavier McKinney's going to probably get another extension. They can spread money out, and that's the Packer way of how they like doing it. So Xavier McKinney's in that conversation. They all have to go out and prove things. I just want to make sure I'm crystal clear about that. But when you start looking at the financial component and everything else, I don't think there's anybody on offense that's going to have less to prove than Aaron Banks when it comes to his spot on this team. He's the only guy right now, when you ask Adam Stenovich in June where all the competition is, it's like Banks is going to be here and Elton's going to be at center. Everything else is open. And we all disagreed with the Zach Tom part, but the other spots are. And both of those guys, we don't even know they're going to practice when camp opens next week, Wednesday.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the wild part. And like, let's call like Green Bay. I mean, Tausch, everyone knows. Like, they're not signing a contract like that and getting rid of a guy after a year. I mean, the cap hit would just be enormous. It would just be an enormous cap hit, and then dead money, and then they still probably owe him money. Like, it's just not happening. There's
Brian,
no way.
I think the reason Jason brought this up yesterday is because he looked through it, and there's a roster bonus due in March of $10 million. He's making only $1 million base salary. He got 19, I think, in guarantees. So, in essence, what this is looking like is a 2-year, $30 million deal. That's what this looks like. And 20 of it's guaranteed. They ain't getting rid of him unless he is just stink on stink or he's injured and somebody emerges. So I understand, he's coming in, he's going to have to prove that he is a great signing. That is a whole different conversation than who has a lot to prove. My answer, and I actually think Brian's is even better than mine, because Jordan Morgan, they are constantly going to try to have him be the guy, and he has to prove in training camp that otherwise it's going to – you cannot – just because a guy's a first-round pick, they're going to get all these extra opportunities. There's no doubt. But if she plays great football and Jordan's playing mediocre to average and they put Jordan Morgan out at left tackle, everybody in that room watches the same film. Everybody sees what's happening, and you can't BS a locker room, and coaches and general managers know that. So that's why it's really important. If Jordan Morgan goes out and plays really good football and it's a dead heat, everybody's going to be like, yeah, he's a first-round pick. They're going to give him the look. But Sheed has probably built up a lot of goodwill in that O-line room and in that offense room, and that is a tough thing. If you're going to make a big change like that, it better be because of what you see on the field, not because old boy is a first-round pick and Sheed's a 7th.
Yep. Couldn't agree more. I mean, that's the thing about competition battles, right? Like, everyone knows there's a competition like going on at that position, and everyone watches the film. Every room watches the same exact film. So, like,
and Brian, and I don't know if you did this. I did this a lot, especially as I got into the middle and older part of my career. We would sit around and be like, boy, City looks good. Young guys that are coming in, you talk with the old guys, be like, I remember having a conversation like, Josh Sitton's going to play here for a long time. And when Blue came in, it was like, Blue has the right makeup. He's not a chatterbox. He is going to be a really good player for a long time. We have those. People say, don't look around and, general man, hey, you don't start counting numbers, make the plays count, all this. That's cute to say. That's not the reality of what happens. You're in the training room, you're talking, everybody's got an opinion. Every player plays general manager too. They do.
Yes, 100%. 100%. That's I mean, everyone's picking the roster after like a week. Yep. Everyone's counting numbers after a week. There's no doubt about that. And like, we were no different with like Elton right away. Like, that was everyone's thought about Elton his rookie year. Was like, man, he's good. Like, that's what everyone thought. Like, and Corey was the same way. Like, you just kind of see young guys and you're just like, man, that kid's, he's got it. Like, he's a good player. Like, and it's no surprise when you see it. Right? Like, it's not like your eyes are lying to you. You just see it. So, like, that's the thing about seeing it on tape is, like, it's there. It's right there in front of you. So there's no deceiving guys that have been doing it for a long time. Like, it's right in front of you. Like, and if you do deceive them or if you do, like, try to pull one over on them, oof, it's not a good look. It's just not a good look.
So, Blue, in that same vein, what was the vibe? I know what the vibe was when Josh Sitton got cut the end of training camp. Were there more eyes on Lane as you guys were watching film, or did you know Lane's going to be just fine? You know City's your guy, and it's a bummer that it all played out the way it did. Because that's a scenario there where if Lane struggles and gives up some stuff, you're looking up at the front office and like, what the blank did you just do?
Yeah. No, there were definitely, like, listen, we knew, I mean, guys in the room knew Lane as a player and as a guy. So, like, we knew he was capable of being a starter and you know, being a solid player. Like, we all knew that. But, like, we knew City was the Pro Bowl, all-pro type player, right? Like, so when you make those types of moves, there's obviously going to be more attention on the guy that is taking his place. Like, naturally, that's going to be, you know, going to be the situation. So, obviously, when we're in the room and we're watching film as a group, yeah, your eyes just happen to gravitate more towards that left guard spot. You're just happening to watch what's happening on that side of the field a little bit more. Obviously, you see what you did wrong or you did right, or what, you know, for at the time it was TJ and I, you know, we would watch what happened with us over there because he and I sat next to each other, and then it would shift over there. It would Dave and Lane and see what was going on over there. And you just want the best for the room, right? Like, you want the room and the five guys that are playing to be operating on the highest level possible. So, like, obviously, when you lose a guy like Sitton, that is a extremely talented and high operator and does crazy good things on the field, like, and he's able to see things and help make calls and identify defenses and see things where they happen. You know, that's a loss like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to replace those types of players. So when a guy like that leaves, everyone knows that other guys have to step up in certain areas. Dave knew he had to do it now because, like, Dave had been, you know, I'm not saying Dave wasn't already vocal, but he knew, like, he could rely on Josh for a lot of things because Josh had obviously been doing it for a long time. So Dave knew he had to be more vocal. Corey, obviously, having TJ and Josh next to him, Corey knew he had to now be more vocal. I mean, me and TJ next to him, I didn't have. Probably
a relief for Corey. Like, God, finally I don't have to listen to these two idiots yelling and who's the mic and who's this other. It's probably nice that that from that perspective.
I mean, obviously, you know, Big City loved that slide left. He liked that 2-jet. You know, he loved the 2-jet call, and TJ wanted a little 3-jet call, and where the mic was, and who we were IDing as the mic. But you just wanted to make sure everything was running smoothly with the group, and if we could help Lane with anything or give him a tip or anything, you know, that's all we were trying to do, is make sure that when we got to week 1, I think it was Jacksonville was the first game, that we were, you know, clicking along as best we could. And I think Lane, to his credit, like, he just went to work, right? Like, he didn't say much. He put his head down.
Workman-like effort. Yep.
He just put his head down and worked. He understood kind of the situation in the room. He knew how close we all were to Josh. He knew how good Josh was as a player. There's no question about that. He knew those were big shoes to fill. So, like, he just put his head down and worked. And I thought Lane played well, right? Like, I mean, I thought he played well. And I thought, obviously, that season, you know, we went to an NFC Championship game. So it ended up going the way it did. It was just, it was a shock for everyone, right? Like, it really was. It was a shock for everyone. And it'll be interesting.
Brian, does it feel like and I don't think there's going to be obviously Josh, one of the great players in the O-line. He was a great player. There's not, I don't think we have Elton's, you know, getting into that category. Does it feel like there could be somebody on this group with all this competition that maybe won't be on this team when they go to play the Detroit Lions?
From the O-line group?
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm going down the line. So so here's my own, and this is obviously out of left field. Here's my only thought, and maybe you guys disagree with this. So say Jordan Morgan wins the job. Does Sheed force his way out? That's my only thought, because Sheed's going into a free agent year, right? And he's been a starter for the last 2 years. And as a player person, I'm taking the Green Bay Packers out of this, and obviously, this is, I'm taking them out of this. This is just a player looking at this. He could be on, well, you could say he could be on the Arizona Cardinals for all I care, right? If you are a starter for the 2 years and you've been playing good ball, and all of a sudden you now, for some, whatever reason, you're now replaced, you don't want to sit there now for a year going in because how are you now going to maximize your earning potential sitting there and watching for a year? You can't. You have to go out and play in your free agent or going into your free agent year. And the only way to do that is to get a move. And that would be the only way I see one of these names that we're talking about between Sheed and Sean Ryan. Sean Ryan, I don't think is going anywhere. I think he will be here no matter what. I think Sean Ryan's going to be the starter at right guard. I don't see him being ousted from that position. I don't. I think he's played well. I think him and Zach Tom have a really good working relationship. I think those two guys do a really nice job over on that side. And right now, I don't know what the competition is at right guard. If I'm being dead honest, I don't know who's competing with Sean Ryan.
I think Belton's going to be a tackle, I think, at some point, but he ain't even signed. So Sean Ryan will be the right
that's
guard.
True.
Zach Tom will be the right tackle. I agree. The left tackle spot. There are so many, and I know our YouTubers and people. O-line and wide receiver are the spots. You ask Brian, what do you look for? Those are the spots. How those reps get divvied up, and how that horse race ends up figuring itself out at the end of August is the storyline and the most fascinating part of this football team moving forward this year. Brian, Thanks for all of your time, as always, and we will talk to you next Wednesday?
I think so.
We'll figure it out.
We
But
might
the training
make it
camp,
yeah, we'll figure it out for next week.
We appreciate your time, bud.
Of course, guys. Take it easy. Enjoy that bacon.
Bacon.
Brian Balaga joins us every Wednesday. He went to Iowa. You went to Wisconsin. And it's one of the reasons you love UW Credit Union.
And for every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here forever. You proudly serving Wisconsin. For over 90 years, they help you reach your financial goals. And people ask me, why, Tausch? Why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, I love keeping my banking local. I love the member-first service and great perks like early payday. But between us, I love Bucky. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes you do crazy things, but boy, does this make sense. Become a UW Credit Union member today. Get your Bucky card like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions do apply.
I am reading the comments from our YouTube dwellers, and there's some that I want to bring up for you coming up. So we'll do that to kick off the 10 o'clock hour, late as always after Bulaga. We'll do it in 2 minutes. Stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here with an offer for a bath or shower remodel from Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, get $1,000 off your Lugstone shower remodel and no interest financing for 12 months. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
This is Monte Ball.
Monte steps to the right, dashes, reaches, touchdown.
You listen to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison. My name is Riley Yauk, and this is your Sports Center update, brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out at 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. MLB.com. The Stars were out in Atlanta last night for the 2025 MLB All-Star Game, and the Milwaukee Brewers in attendance shined. Closer Trevor Megill was called in to clean up the final out of the 7th inning for the National League after the American League rallied for 4 runs. Then it was the rookies' time to shine. The focal point of almost all the headlines this week, Jacob Mizorowski, the Miz, dazzled in the spotlight yet again, tossing a scoreless frame. He did have one close call, but we're going to ignore that. And that was it for the Crew, as the National League was victorious in the first ever swing-off at an All-Star game, thanks to Kyle Schwarber's 3 homers on 3 swings. Milwaukee now gets 2 more days off before getting the second half underway out in L.A. as they open with the Dodgers. In the meantime, Wilde and Tausch going to keep you entertained. Hour number 2 coming your way now.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Hour of Wilde and Tausch starts as it usually does on Wednesdays at about 10:20 a.m. But thank you to Brian Bulaga for sticking around, sharing his insights. Great conversation. Excellent question by you, Tausch, asking who has the most to prove in training camp for the coming season. Because it's got the YouTube dwellers talking in the ESPN Madison YouTube comments section. Also have some text coming in on the Carbless ESPN Wisconsin Talk and text line. So 2 names that are coming up and being discussed in the comments here on YouTube. Lucas Van Ness and Rashawn Gary.
Lucas Van Ness was my answer. I couldn't get it in edgewise because you two are.
Right, that's exactly how that happened.
That is, to me, the big question mark because 3rd-year jump. Is he going to be inside? Is he going to be outside? I really think him and Rashawn Gary are a big reason why there's a new D-line coach. And I don't think they went and said, we need a new D-line coach. I think they thought, we want to see more. We want to see more versatility and moves, and it can't just be me strong, me bull you over. And I feel like that's part of some of the issues, maybe in not being slippery, not having some counter moves. And I said when Green Bay drafted Lucas Van Ness, he's an Iowa guy. Aaron Campman really worked at developing hand swipes and different things because Aaron was strong. I think Lucas Van Ness was stronger than Aaron Campman. Aaron Campman just went into the Packer Hall of Fame. He was a great player for Green Bay. Lucas Van Ness, that floor was always going to be, I'm long and I'm strong. Now what am I going to do? And that, to me, he has to prove. I saw some of the videos. He's like wiping bags and doing all this stuff. That's cute. Let's see it in training camp. And I think because there is going to be, Carl Brooks. You have guys that are there, Kenny Clark. There's going to be some guys that you're trying to continue to work and find, are they going to be our pass rush guys? Because the big question is, when you're playing the Detroits and the Minnesotas and the teams that have good offensive lines, can we create pressure with 4? That is the key, and I think Lucas Van Ness needs to show during training camp he's evolved in that. I think but the Jordan Morgan answer is great too. Both guys, first-round picks, maybe haven't gotten where they need to be with the expectations that came with that pick.
At least one person agrees with me, or at least doesn't totally disagree with me on the Carbless ESPN Wisconsin Talk and text line, 844-770-3776. Our guy Eric in Green Bay. I agree. I think Banksy has a ton to prove if he wants to be a Packer by this time next year. He could easily be replaced by someone younger and cheaper. Not a bad take by Jesse.
No, it's a bad take. And Eric, I like Eric. He is a very great fan of our show, so I'm not going to disparage him. I will disparage him by disparaging you.
Thanks.
And Aaron Banks.
Noble of you.
Yes, he could stink and not play. That's not what's going to happen. He is going to be a solid player. He has not been to Pro Bowls. He's not an all-pro. He was brought in because he's big and he's strong, and I think Green Bay looked at last season as they didn't get enough in the interior, and I really think Josh Myers was a part of it. There was too much leakage in the middle of their offensive line, in the run game and in the pass game, with different stunts, and too much pressure in Jordan Love's face. That's what I believe happened. If he solidifies that and is a good, solid starter, people are going to be happy. And I know, well, the price tag. The price is what the price is. That's what it took to bring him in. He is going to provide what they're looking for. And if he's not, then maybe you guys are going to be right. But as we sit here right now, what does he have to prove? He proved what he had to prove last season. That's why he got the contract that he got. He's going to come in and he's going to do what he does. We know who he is. We don't know who Lucas Van Ness is, and we don't know who Jordan Morgan is. That's what proving yourself is about, not this.
Coming up next, some national commentary on Jordan Love. And I think the more you think about it, the more interesting it is to hear. We're going to talk about that coming up next. But first, Tausch, a lot of quick trips that you passed on your way down here to Fort Atkinson.
Quick trip got me a little cup of mud this morning. And this summer, are you ready to climb to the top? Gear up for the Quick Trip Mountain Dew Quick Climb. Every sip gets you closer to the summit, and from now through August 17th, you can play every day for free right in the Quick Rewards app. Score bonus plays with every eligible item you grab, like an ice-cold Pepsi. Many, many other opportunities. Pair any of those with hot food, and you can earn 2 bonus plays every week. The cash prize climbs by $5,000, stacking higher and higher until that top 99. Okay, that's a good deal. Mm-hmm. But you get another one free. So you buy one for $3.99, you get another one free. They also have Kitchen Cravings bacon wrapped pork loins for $5. Life is busy, and Quick Trip gets it. Head on down. Remember to download the Quick Rewards app. Take advantage of all that Quick Trip has to offer, like Quick Rewards on every purchase and ordering ahead. Quick Trip, we'll see you next time. And I took a nice picture last night with the Wilde and Tausch sign out at the Sun Prairie Youth Complex, and right next to it, Quick Trip. Said, what a great pairing. There you go.
Couldn't have drawn it up any better on the outfield wall. Love it. We'll talk about Jordan Love and some national commentary on taking a step forward this season. It's next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
It's always a beautiful experience coming out to the ballpark. Many fans prep in the parking lot amongst our legendary tailgaters. When you're ready for new windows and doors, prep for those at the Pella Experience Center in Brookfield. See, feel, open, close, and compare dozens of window and door options from different Pella lines side by side. And if you order by July 31st, get 0% interest for up to 5 years on Blue Mountain Road, or visit PellaWI.com today.
Baseball is back. Brian Balaga here to bring you a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka and Surfside Lemonade and Vodka. A delicious and perfect pairing for a day at the ballpark. Stocked at American Family Field all season long. Surfside is only 100 calories per serving, and the best part, 0 bubbles. Ask for it at your local bar or liquor store. Surfside, an official partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Must be 21 years of age. Please drink responsibly.
What's in your summer survival kit? Mark Tauscher here, and I'll tell you what should be. A cooler full of drinks, a comfy lawn chair, and for just $12.99, a large Hut Lovers pizza from Pizza Hut. For a limited time, choose from 4 loaded legends, meat lovers, pepperoni lovers, veggie lovers, and the spicy Hawaiian for just $12.99. Hot, melty, and made to crush hunger. A perfect summer go-to order. Order up before it's gone on the Pizza Hut app. And remember, nobody out-pizzas the Hut. Additional charge for extra toppings, pan, stuffed crust, and extra cheese.
All day, every day. The Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Metro Kia Madison is turning up the summer savings this month. Right now, drive home in the all-new 2026 Kia Sportage with 1.9% APR for 48 months. $21.65 cost per thousand finance. But hurry, offer ends August 4th. Plus, at Metro Kia Madison, every new Kia vehicle comes with a 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty and 90-day deferred payments with qualified credit. Head to Metro Kia Madison today or browse their inventory at metrokiamadison.com. That's metrokiamadison.com.
Looking to join an international quality golf club right here in Madison? Discover TPC Wisconsin, an instant classic in the heart of the Midwest. With a course co-designed by Steve Stricker and PGA Tour Designs, it's the 13th and newest TPC Network golf club in the world. Other high-quality amenities include a short game practice area, athletic performance center, and meeting and dining facilities. Plus, membership benefits that reach around the globe. Schedule a tour at tpcwisconsin.com and start your journey to a lifetime of priceless golf.
Hi, this is Jeff Levering with the Brewers Radio Network. Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's trusted name in home improvement, does more than just top-quality roofing. They're your go-to for maintenance-free siding and energy-efficient windows, too. Ridgetop has expert credentials with leading manufacturers like Pella, James Hardie, and LP Smart Siding. For over 20 years, they've delivered exceptional craftsmanship and service. Call Ridgetop Exteriors today or visit ridgetopexteriors.com. Ridgetop Exteriors, where customer service always comes first.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
Summer is heating up, and so are the prizes at Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison. On Friday, July 25th, 38 winners will take home a combination of cash and rewards play in our Kabooming Riches promotion. We're talking a total of $81,000 in total prizes. 2 winners will be selected every half hour starting at noon and going until 9 p.m. And the prizes get bigger and bigger as the day goes on. Kaboom! We're bursting with prizes at
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
I remember the nights when we were young, dumb, and wild and free. When I closed my eyes, I could see you in my sweatshirt, dancing around that college bar. These days I don't know where you are, but I get to keep these memories forever. Oh, I remember.
Wilde and Tausch from Jones Market, Jones Dairy Farm in Fort Atkinson. Open to the public now, 10 to 5:30 today. We see some patrons coming. He's got some delicious ice cream he's walking out here with. As we're in the ice cream parlor section, but there's ice cream, there's cheese curds, and of course there's bacon and sausage, and the delicious market open for lunch. Brunch options available. There's a breakfast burrito that looks like it's to die for. So good. Come on, I'm giving you the eyes again.
Dude, you got creepy bacon eyes, which is it's a weird combo. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm torn because obviously I love the bacon. I'm going to love the cheese curds. But your eyes looking at me describing it makes me uncomfortable. And I don't get uncomfortable that often.
Bacon. Homer is coming up next. Before we get to Homer, let's get to Booger McFarland. I know what you were thinking this morning, Tausch. What does Booger McFarland have to say about Jordan Love?
Did I think that?
I think you were.
Okay.
Here is what he said on NFL Live, where they had a lot of NFC North conversation yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know if when we talk about a step back, I think we need to talk about the step forward, because that's where he needs to go. Because he's been given his money. They continue to go out and surround him with weapons. They took Matthew Golden from Texas in the first round, who ran 4.29, so a lot of speed. You're going to get Christian Watson back at some point. They got a plethora of wide receivers. So at what point, if you're Jordan Love, can you continue to take that next step? Matt LaFleur, one of the better play callers in the National Football League. So if I were him, I wouldn't be concerned about a step back. How can you continue to take the step forward? Because that's where your pace says you need to be, and that's where the team says you need to be in order for them to take the next step.
All right, so that was Booger McFarland on NFL Live yesterday on ESPN. And I teased going into this saying that commentary is going to seem basic when you first hear it. And I think the more you think about it, the more depth there is to the conversation.
Tell me the depth.
Instead of
because
worrying,
I honestly, as he was talking, I was thinking no blank blank.
And I knew you were going to say that.
It's good.
Worrying more about taking a step forward instead of taking a step back. a lot of the narrative around the Green Bay Packers this offseason has been what? Jair Alexander's gone on the defense. The offensive line has Aaron Banks coming in, which nationally he's not viewed as a major upgrade on that offensive line. The wide receivers, we're talking a lot more negatively about them heading into this season than we were at this point last year.
Okay.
So a lot of the conversation has been like last year was essentially the same as the year before, which if you're not getting better, it means you're getting worse. So they didn't get past the first round of the playoffs. They won a couple more games in the regular season. They didn't beat anybody that they should have been that they were an underdog against. They didn't lose against anybody that they were favored against. Like that was the story last year. It's pretty blah, all things considered. So stock is up for the Bears. Stock is up for the Vikings. Stock is up for the Lions around the division. Stock isn't up.
What world are you living in? Stock is not up on Detroit. And stock is not up on Minnesota.
The national picture of the NFC North is stock is up everywhere but Green Bay in the division.
That's nobody is saying that.
Yes, they are.
Who?
The NFL Nation.
No, tell me who said that Detroit stock is up. All I've heard all offseason is Detroit has two coordinators that are gone, and they need to prove themselves. Their center retired. They need to prove themselves up front. So what are you talking about? Their stock is up.
Kevin Seifert saying that their stock is up. He's the reporter who covers the Vikings. Albert Breer, NFL Network, says stock is up for everybody but the Packers in the division. I'm telling you that there's multiple examples that the national image is that Detroit is running it back after being a 1 seed last year. Yeah, they lost their coach, but they still got everybody coming back. They're strong. The Bears have a new head coach and a new system, and they're going to be stronger. The Vikings have J.J. McCarthy, and if he's good, the talent around him is going to be good to elevate him. Like, that's how everyone views it, except the Packers didn't get noticeably better at any specific position outside of Aaron Banks, which we are sold on, but nationally they're not.
Yeah, I fundamentally disagree with your narrative. So I might have a hard time arguing my own point back at you. The NFC North is looked at as a very strong division. Green Bay is looked at as there's a lot of stuff that needs to be proven. Nobody that I know that knows anything about ball is saying Green Bay stinks and their stock is down. They're saying, I don't know. We have to see them take a step forward. And that's what Booger just said. That's more of the question. And I'm looking at it much more of the fact that, yes, Chicago, they had nowhere to go but up. Their coaches stunk last year. That's why they all got fired. Their O-line wasn't good. That's why they brought in a bunch of new players to try and help Caleb Williams develop. And that's why they brought in the hotshot coach, by the way, that took away from Detroit. So you can spin all this, and this is the beauty of July and August in doing football shows, is there's all kinds of speculation. But I don't know anyone that knows anything about football that is saying Green Bay is down and they stink. Everybody that I see is Green Bay's not here, but Green Bay's not here. Green Bay is in that middle, 5, 6, 7. Can they get over the hump against Detroit? Most people that I'm hearing is, well, you know what? Detroit has to prove that Dan Campbell can do this without Ben Johnson and without Glenn. And if they can do that, yeah, their talent is good. But all of a sudden, one of their strengths, their O-line, has a lot of questions. You take the center out of your deal, that makes a lot of questions. So there's a lot of speculation. The Green Bay component to this is who's going to be your wide receivers? Where's Jordan Love at in his development? Those are your question marks. I don't have anybody saying, oh, Green Bay stock's down, they stink. I don't hear that. Maybe I'm just watching and listening to different things than you.
By comparison to the rest of the division, I think you can look at how there's opportunity for growth for the other teams. And the narrative around the Packers is, how do we avoid this thing going south this year?
Where's the opportunity for growth for Detroit?
Getting over the hump to reach the Super Bowl, running it back with a bunch of players who were really successful in the regular season each of the last 2 years, have gotten the franchise to new heights, still have the same head coach, still have the same quarterback, and now they have a chance to, they've been there a couple of times, this is a prove-it season now to get over the hump. And
Green Bay doesn't have an opportunity for growth?
Of course, I think the Packers have an opportunity. I am representing the national pundits who are all saying that the Vikings with J.J. McCarthy surrounded with great talent.
Did the national pundits ask you to represent them?
They did not.
Okay.
They did not. I have
Fair
taken
enough.
that honor
I just
upon
wanted to
myself.
make sure we were on the same page. Listen, here's the deal. NFC North's going to be a hyper-competitive division again. Anybody that is sitting here telling me that Green Bay has dipped below where they were last year, I don't think they know what they're talking about. And Minnesota's got a great coach. I think what Minnesota's done organizationally, they're really good. And I don't like anything about Minnesota, but I give them credit. And what they did last year was super impressive. Can they do that again with a quarterback that has never taken a snap in an NFL game? Maybe. I certainly have more questions about that than I do about Jordan Love and our offense. And on the Detroit side of it, Jared Goff, I've watched quarterback. Jared Goff came across very likable. I respect him. I think he has done a really good job for what Detroit has asked. But if you don't think there's question marks about how good is he without, that center and without that play caller and how he's operated, there are many more questions about that than I do about, is Jordan Love going to be better than he was last year? I would think my answer to that is abso-blank-and-lutely. And with Detroit, I don't know. So, yeah, there are question marks for every team, Green Bay included, a bunch. But to sit here and act as if Detroit and Minnesota's stock is through their NVIDIA and everybody else is sitting here with, I don't know what stocks are down a bunch, but that to me is just crazy talk. And that you don't know ball if you're thinking that way.
I yield the rest of my time representing the national pundits to get to Homer coming up next. You can go and place your wager at Hard Rock Casino Rockford on what you think the Packers and the rest of the division will do this year.
The new Hard Rock Casino Rockford features over 175,000 square feet of gaming and entertainment space, including more than 1,300 slots, 50 live table games, a sports book, and a rock shop. In the Wilde and Tausch crew, we did a little Jordan Love MVP, big odds, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
Then just 9.5 wins. We went more. I feel really good about that one. Jesse's won Indiana Pacers to make it to the championship.
Brewers to make the playoffs like that one.
That's the fun part about Hard Rock Casino Rockford. You got all kinds of options to do what you feel, your sports opinions. And they also have a great little entertainment venue, 23,000 square feet of premium concert and event space. I think Kevin Hart's coming to town. Jesse went and watched Bradshaw put on the show of his life. Got all kinds of different options down at the Hard Rock Live Entertainment Venue. And you know what? It's only an hour from Madison, right down I-90, a premier entertainment destination, again, just off of I-90 in Rockford, Illinois.
If Homer was patient enough to wait for us to get to him, he is scheduled to appear next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on July 29th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes.
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Chicago Cubs.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness, third down.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Delta Dental of Wisconsin. Tune in July 29th at 6:40 on WISC TV in Madison, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Panic strikes as you realize on Wednesday that Thursday is your anniversary. The reservations being secured.
We'll see you at 8.
The gift being purchased. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with early pay up to 2 days early on direct deposits. So even though they call you Last Minute Lisa, we'll make your last minute scrambling a bit easier. You've got this with early pay from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Stop in for an express oil change at Fish Hatchery Road on Saturdays. No appointment necessary. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
All day, every day. The Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
ESPN Madison is proud to partner with Mentoring Positives for our 3rd annual ESPN Madison Open. Mentoring Positives is a nonprofit based right here in Madison and is dedicated to uplifting youth and families through mentoring, athletics, and youth entrepreneurship. As a trusted presence in the community, Mentoring Positives has been helping young people build confidence, leadership, and purpose for 20 years. They're changing lives right here in our community. Visit mentoringpositives.org to make your impact today. That's mentoringpositives.org.
This is our crew.
A drive, left center, deep. See you later. Caleb Durbin, turn out the lights.
You're listening to Madison's new home for Milwaukee Brewers baseball, 100.5 ESPN.
Whatever you do, make sure you do it right. Whatever you do, make sure
You know what that music means. Wilde and Tausch, Jesse and Tausch today. Jason's on assignment back tomorrow. We are at Jones Market at Jones Dairy Farm in Fort Atkinson. And wait till the people see what they brought out for us here. Look at this sausage tray. look at that.
That's a big sausage tray.
There's 4 different sausages on this sausage.
A lot of sausage.
Chicken sausage, maple sausage, pork sausage. But it's all so good. We're on cloud
No doubt
nine.
about that.
The bacon was good. That was the warm-up for the sausage.
Yeah, the all-natural little pork sausages really hit the spot.
This is the best day of my life. And now we're joined by Homer. Weekdays 5 to 6 on ESPN Wisconsin, on ESPN Milwaukee, and 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam. Homer, good morning. Second day in a row we get to talk to you.
Homer, your favorite remote food of all time. You've been doing the radio game for 40 years. You've done 100, probably done thousands of remotes. What's the best that they just brought the grub and you were like, oh, my God?
Staz's is really good. Their marinara sticks are legendary.
Yep.
But I'm a bad person to ask. I have a palate of a 10-year-old, so
mac and cheese. What? When you say you have a palate of a 10-year-old, what does that mean?
That means I think Kraft mac and cheese is the greatest mac and cheese ever, and I don't want any other kind of mac and cheese.
Yeah.
I love breakfast cereal. I think Cocoa Krispies is the greatest breakfast cereal. I could eat a box at just about any sitting.
Well,
but at some point, at some point, your food wishes change and develop. And like, I don't have any interest in going to an expensive restaurant. I think the exact opposite, because I don't appreciate it. I mean, most of what I eat there, I would say I'd rather have Kraft macaroni and cheese. That's pathetic. But
so you don't even want to go get like a good steak, or that's just not in your.
A good steak, maybe, but I don't even appreciate that. Okay. I mean, a steak to me is a steak. So there are some there. No, you for example, really appreciate food and appreciate good food, like on vacation.
Yep.
Food doesn't even exist. I'm happy to go to fast food places on vacation. Vacation is where you travel. Food has nothing to do with it. In fact, when we took our kids,
Homer, I don't think I could.
We got
disagree.
a place where you could buy food at the grocery store
and
then just bring it to the mobile home because I don't want to go out to eat. But you were going to say?
No, I was just going to say I couldn't disagree more because to me,
I know
food is such a big part of the culture of the places you go.
Makes the
that
trip,
you actually get to learn through food what the people and that culture bring to the table. So, but you know what? That's the beautiful part about our country.
You learn through food. I love that because that has never happened, and I will never allow it to happen.
Why not?
Because I don't learn through food.
So if you went to Japan, all you want to do is go to McDonald's and get a burger. Like you go to Japan, you go to Tokyo, you're gonna be like, yeah, I just go get me like 6 quarter pounders and I'm good for the week.
Yeah, yes, I'd be happy with that.
So you never go to Japan then?
I will, but not for the food. Japan has great things. I'd love to go to anywhere in the world, but not for the food. First time Marquette went to New Orleans, the first place I went to was Burger King. It was right how could you go to Burger King in New Orleans? I don't know.
Was it Cajun, like a Cajun Whopper, or what did they do?
No, it was a Whopper. And then I've gone to other places since in New Orleans, which are great. But, yeah, Japan is a great place to go to, with food being 100 on the list of 100.
Yeah,
you go for the places there. You go for the people. You go to the various experiences. Sitting down and eating isn't one. For me. For you, it might be.
Yeah, it's different. And again, that's what's so beautiful about this world. All right, what else is beautiful? Packers training camp is finally going to get going next week.
By the way, I agree with you on your discussion that you just had. I mean,
that's fair.
Detroit was 15-2 last year. There's no way they're going to be 15-2.
Yeah, but their stock is up according to Representative National Pundit Jesse Now. Jesse Now thinks he is the spokesperson for national punditry. I don't know where you got that title, but it is.
For the sake of that conversation,
Minnesota's down even more.
I agree. I think Minnesota's going to be bad.
You don't agree. You just punted it.
I think Minnesota's the last place team in the NFC North.
A lot of people are saying, and Homer, which player?
There's only one issue with the Green Bay Packers. Are they good enough to win the division?
Yeah,
that's what they need to do to make their playoff situation significantly better.
Yes.
And that's all this season is. Are they good enough to beat Detroit?
Mm-hmm.
Or has Detroit become what Green Bay was for so long?
Yeah, I don't think so, but we shall find out. That's the beauty. I asked Blue, I asked Jesse, which Packers player has the most to prove in training camp this July and August? Homer says.
Easiest thing in the world.
Homer says.
Easiest in the world.
Ben S.
Okay.
Not even close.
Well, no,
But nobody
Jordan. By the way,
Jordan
Morgan, who's Blue, answered. I said Van Ness. I agree with you. Jordan Morgan is, if he's not ahead of Lucas, he's right there with him.
No, they don't need him. Well, what's the big deal?
I asked what player needs to prove. I didn't say what the Packers need from the player. I asked which player has the most to prove. So it's not the question.
No, well, if you don't need him, well, so what? He has a lot to prove. If he waits another year to prove it, they're fine. If he's not starting, he's a backup.
Is Van Ness going to be on the team if he has a bad training camp?
Yes.
So that to me, that means he doesn't have the most to prove.
I
think there's other players. There's other players who have seen real game playing time.
Is Jordan Morgan going to be on the team if he doesn't start at left?
Well, Jordan Love has nothing to prove. He's got $50 million coming next year if they lose every game. Well, he's got absolutely nothing to prove.
Not in training camp. I
look at something as important to prove is it's going to make the team better. I mean, the backup long snapper could have more to prove. I don't know, and I don't care. Doesn't affect the damn team.
I'm looking at guys who have seen significant playing time that could end up getting cut if they have bad training camps. And to me, wide receiver, we know the room is loaded. Dontavion Wicks was a 5th-round pick. I don't know what his contract situation is for the coming year, but with the guys who could get opportunities there, they love Bo Melton. No one has said that Wicks is going to be this great guy that they think it could be a breakout star this year. He's a guy that I think his roster spot could be in jeopardy if he has a bad camp this year.
Who?
Dontavion Wicks. I'm saying that. I'll have to dig further into what his contract situation looks like to see if that's even feasible, if they would do that. But he's a 5th-round pick. He had a ton of drops last year. We know the stock is down on him going into this season. They drafted a wide receiver they think could be a number 1. They love Bo Melton so much they're trying him on defense. Wicks would be the first guy off of the list. They're not going to cut Dobbs or Jaden Reed.
Homer?
Well, maybe. If they have so many receivers, somebody's got to go.
That's what I'm saying.
Based on the numbers. but that's the person they think who's number 6. So, like I said, it doesn't. I'm fine. Whatever you say it is, it is. You know, it's like Bo Melton. They like him to stay on special teams. I got as much a chance as him of playing cornerback.
I think you're being a bit hyperbolic. I don't think your
Okay,
hips open.
who's going to play more games at cornerback this year, Homer or him? No, it's going to be a tie.
Well, it might be a tie, but I promise you this: if it's not a tie, it's going to be him.
Well, then say it's not going to be a tie. Yes, if it's more likely to be one of us, yes.
Yeah, if it's more likely, it will be him. Homer,
But he's
who
not
else?
playing.
What?
He's not playing cornerback. It's a
No,
joke.
I'm not disagreeing, but I'm saying he's got a better chance of playing corner than you do. That's all. That's
yes,
all
he
I'm
does.
saying.
You're right.
What do you make of, as far as Jesse's discussion as a national pundit spokesperson, about where Minnesota is? Because I think Minnesota has got a good roster. I think their coach is really good. But you have questions all over the place when it comes to quarterback. You don't have anything if you don't have that answered.
No, I mean, we'll all be disappointed if the Packers don't have a better record than the Vikings.
I agree with that.
I mean, that's where it starts.
Join that club. Jesse doesn't know because he's got Minnesota's stock up.
I agree.
So, I mean, the issue of the Packers, I mean, if you're going to go nationally, is how good Jordan Love is based on whether or not you think last year in his play was the result of injuries.
Mm-hmm.
If you believe it was because of injuries, then you should still be very high on Jordan Love based on when he played last when he was healthy. If you don't think the injuries were that big a deal, then there is a legitimate question about how good he can be. That's to me, that decides everything. If you believe that Jordan Love can be close to what he was at the end of 2 years ago, the Packers will be fine because it's going to depend, and it always does, on the quarterback first. I just want to get agreement that everybody thinks that Van Ness stinks, that he's never going to be anything, and if he does, then we have to admit we're wrong.
No, I don't think he stinks. I think his pass rushing. No, I think if you look at where he's at, has he been the impact player you look for from a first-round pick? No, not to this point. But there have been a lot of guys. We went and looked at Trey Hendrickson's stats, and I'm not going to compare the two, but I'm going to just give you a side-by-side look. Trey Hendrickson was not Trey Hendrickson in year 1, 2, and 3. He learned his skill set. He found out how he can win consistently against offensive lines. Right. Lucas Van Ness has all the skills you need. He's big, he's strong, he's long, but he has to come up with some counter moves.
He has no move. He goes right
Homer,
through everybody, and he can't go through them.
I am saying in a less harsh way of what you're saying, he has to get some counter moves outside of the bull rush and just being, I'm strong, let me work. That's why I believe, and I said this earlier in the show, Rashawn Gary and Lucas Van Ness both are strong players. They both have to get more of a repertoire of moves to get more pressure on the quarterbacks in scenarios. That's why I believe they went with a new defensive line coach. And I'm not saying he has a lot to prove, but that would be something where all of a sudden you see that, you're like, that's why they made that switch. That helped those guys. To say Lucas Van Ness stinks and isn't going to play.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Name a position coach that you believe dramatically changed a player's performance.
Dante Scarnecchia. O-line coach for the Patriots. They win championships. He retires. They stink. They have to beg him to come back. They win another championship. Dante Scarnecchia. The defensive coordinator for the Chiefs, Spagnuolo. They stink. They can't beat anybody. They bring Spags in, and they win championship after championship.
Hold on. I want to know who the players were and how good they were before the person showed up and when they showed up.
All right, go back and look. Sebastian Vollmer, left tackle for New England, struggled. Old boy Scarnecchia is there. He coaches him up, and he becomes a really good left tackle. Logan Mankins, another guy, good offensive guard, took his game to the next level. David Andrews, a center for New England, same thing. You want to start looking at Kansas City on the defensive side of the ball, you look at Chris Jones. He went from being a good player to being a game wrecker under Spags' guidance and leadership. So I just gave you 5 examples. Is that enough, or you want more?
No, you gave me 2 assistant coaches in your 20 years of following the NFL?
What do you want me to do? You really want me to start breaking down assistant coaches and the Fritz Shermer and Leroy Butler? Hey, Fritz Shermer and Leroy Butler.
That was
another
crap.
example.
Leroy Butler was good before Fritz Shermer.
He was special with Fritz.
They changed his position.
That's the
Made him a
coaching.
safety.
That's coaching to find where you fit and how you can be an impact player.
Are they changing Lucas Van Ness's position?
We don't know. That's why it's something to
okay.
prove. He might go more inside. Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Right.
I have very seldom heard, the players are going to be much better because now a coordinator, that I have heard, especially offensively. But I don't remember any players saying, it changed. Though your line coach people spoke highly of, Campen, but most of the players were pretty good that he made even better. But
isn't that what coaching is? Isn't that what coaching is?
No. That's what you say when there's no other reason to think he's going to get better. Because you've watched him play. He has no move. He runs straight through people, but he's not strong enough. He didn't play at Iowa. And my point is, if he becomes good, everybody should admit they're either surprised or shocked. Now, what is good? Like, how many will he have? 5 sacks in the season? How many of last year?
If he gets over 5 sacks and has more pressures, I think we can look at Lucas Van Ness. That's a successful season for him. I do.
I would agree, and that speaks to where he is.
Yeah, he is not in a great spot for a former first-round pick, no doubt, but that doesn't mean he can't still get better and become a good football player in this league for a long time. We shall see as camp starts next week.
Would you be surprised if he's a good football player in this league for a long time?
Not
yes
even
or no?
a little bit. I would not be surprised at all.
I would be.
Wow. I would be surprised.
That's great. You guys have that opinion, and go for it.
I know.
Thanks.
We'll see. That's the greatness
That's
of
the
the
beauty.
NFL. And all
That is the beauty of it, Stephen. That is the beauty of it.
Thanks, Homer.
I believe you said that about Kenny Clark way back in the day, too, and he wasn't playing as a first-round pick. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't think so. No.
Check the tape.
But I have stated for many years that I felt he's overrated and has never been as good as people say he is. He's hurt. I mean, how many games have you watched where you go, oh, my God, they can't handle him? Oh, but he's double-teamed. Well, then
pretty much every Minnesota Viking game until last year. That's what I
Every Minnesota Viking game.
Go back and watch Kenny Clark annihilate their interior, their O-line. Like, he brought centers to tears if you watch games that he played in Minnesota.
Centers
go back and watch.
Last year? They cried?
Not last year. Last year he was hurt and he didn't have that same impact. So,
Homer, I was told to have you up by 11.
I got some work to do. I got to go. By the way, the tiebreaker, the baseball tiebreaker was awesome last night. I give him a lot of credit.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was good.
Not for the regular season, though, just for the All-Star game, right?
No, I'd be okay with the regular season.
No, you wouldn't.
Why not?
It's too gimmicky.
I mean,
it's
1 out of 162. Win the game in 9 innings.
No.
What are the other playoff teams? What do they do in hockey?
Shootouts.
That's all points. That's points-based, though.
That's 3 on 3.
But the premise is you recognize that 1 out of 162.
California rules are perfect for this. What they're doing now is perfect.
Games
don't go more than 12 innings anymore. You don't get more than 12 innings.
I would like 3. Pick a player, 3 swings. You win there. It's better than the second base thing. Do that as a poll question.
No,
it'd be better than people
you do
would
it
like
on your
more.
show. You have a 20-minute show. You got a 20-minute show. You can get a poll up in that 20 minutes.
Nice. I'm leaving after that. Bye.
That wasn't very nice. Bye, Homer. Weekdays from 5 to 6. He has a full hour
sure?
on ESPN Milwaukee and ESPN Beaver Dam. Wow.
What?
A lot happened in that segment.
Okay.
I'd like to modify my Dontavion Wicks take.
No, you said it.
No, I'd like to modify it.
What did you say?
Well, I looked up the contract, and I forgot that he was not in the same class as Christian Watson as Romeo Doubs, so he has another year to go. So I think that the Packers would look to trade him, not cut him, if they don't like what they're seeing from him during training camp.
Dontavion Wicks will be on this team against the Detroit Lions.
You don't think they signed McCole Hardman?
Yep.
They're missing Christian Watson, but he'll be back. Jaden Reed.
Christian Watson will more than likely be on PUP. He won't count.
Matthew Golden
will be there. Jaden Reed will be there.
Dobbs
will be there. I would say Dobbs has a better chance of not being there than Wicks.
We'll talk more about it. The players with the most to prove in training camp for the Green Bay Packers, which starts 1 week from today. Coming up next, Wilde and Tausch live from Jones Market at Jones Dairy Farm in Fort Atkinson. Stick around.
We're on the Badgers.
The schedule, as we all know, is very challenging, daunting, however you want to describe it.
Because we're on Wisconsin Sports.
He wants guys who want to jump at the opportunity to play against a schedule like that.
This is 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Get ready to unleash the dragon at Hard Rock Casino Rockford.
Introducing the region's very first $1 million Dragon Link slot game. Feel the thrill, chase the excitement, and win big. With jackpots soaring to $1 million, your chance to hit it big is here. Come experience the ultimate gaming adventure. Visit Hard Rock Casino Rockford today and play the $1 million Dragon Link slot game. Your legendary win awaits. Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Let's hard rock.
If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Steinhoffels. Black Friday in July is on at Steinhoffels. Save 10% store-wide and shop hot deals now at steinhoffels.com. 10 years ago, Wisconsin basketball handed Kentucky its only loss of the season en route to the 2015 national title game. Frank Kaminsky sharing Devin Booker's feelings years after the Final Four upset when the two played in the NBA.
When I signed in Phoenix and he was there, and the first thing he said when he looked at me, I had never really talked to him outside of this. He just looked at me and goes, "I'm not over it." And I knew exactly what he was talking about.
Made Him Believe, now available on ESPN Madison's YouTube channel and on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
For windows with the strongest resilience, you need the Pella experience. Get 0% interest for up to 5 years if you order by July 31st at PellaWI.com.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
The ESPN Madison Open, presented by Coors Light, is back. On Monday, August 4th, the ESPN Madison crew is packing up our bags and teeing off at TPC, Wisconsin for a day on the links. This year's Open is benefiting Mentoring Positives, a nonprofit based right here in Madison dedicated to uplifting youth and families through mentoring, athletics, and youth entrepreneurship. The ESPN Madison Open, also brought to you by Carbless, Zimbrick Honda, Siding Unlimited, Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison, Clear Vision Pro Wash, and Vortex Optics.
Play where the Badgers play and enjoy a round at University Ridge Golf Course, the official course of the University of Wisconsin. It's easy to see why University Ridge is consistently rated one of the best public courses in Wisconsin, winning awards every year since 1992. Whether it's a tournament, corporate event, or just a golf outing with family and friends, University Ridge Golf Course will make sure you have an enjoyable golf experience from start to finish. Book your tee time today at universityridge.com. That's universityridge.com.
Starion Bank redefines local banking in Madison. As a community bank with a commitment to Dane County, experience a banking relationship where your goals are our priority. Enjoy competitive deposit and loan rates and a partnership that thrives on local engagement and support. Starion Bank is more than a full-service financial institution. It's a community pillar dedicated to your prosperity. Visit one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, or Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, offering banking, lending, mortgage, and cash management.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Wilde and Tausch Jesse and Tausch today at Jones Market, Jones Dairy Farm in Fort Atkinson. Thanks to Homer, thanks to Brian Bulaga also for joining us at the 9 o'clock hour. I never said that after he left, but a lot of fun talking to both of them. If you missed any of the conversation, you can catch up on the ESPN Wisconsin app. Apple, Spotify, of course, download the ESPN Wisconsin app and customize it however you want. Put Wilde and Tausch at the top or any of your other favorite shows like Jim, Matt, and Molly, who will be out here on ESPN Madison at Jones Market from 4 until 6 this evening. So if you can't get over here to catch us today in the morning, that's okay. Come on out in the afternoon, catch Jim, Matt, and Molly, and enjoy all that Jones Dairy Farm and Jones Market have to offer here as well. What have we learned about the training camp conversation at this point?
I think we've learned that there's a lot of talent and a lot of we need to see it. That's what I've learned, because when you start looking at who needs to prove what and where this team is and how it's viewed nationally, how it's viewed locally, there isn't the same certainty that I felt last year. There's more question marks. I believe this, and this sounds crazy, there's more question marks with this team going into this season than there was last year, but I believe there's more talent and more pieces to work with to have better results. And part of it is the growth of the young players that maybe we thought would make a big jump last year and they didn't. The question now is, if you don't make a jump this year, you ain't getting in the pool.
Yeah.
You will be sitting in the sidelines reading a book and probably not – you're not going to be in the pool playing. There's enough young talent that we know. I can guarantee one thing, Edgerrin Cooper's going to be jumping in. He's there. Matthew Golden's going to be in the pool. I don't know if I can say that about everybody else. I don't know. Some guys might just be dipping the toe and then, hey, nope, we're good. We're good. Pool's full. Pool's closed. Game room's closed. And that, to me, is the beauty of what this training camp and where this season is you have a lot of uncertainty and a lot of guys that have a lot to prove in their NFL careers and definitely in their NFL careers in Green Bay.
I think that's a great summary, because even after saying what I said about Dontavian Wicks, I don't want that to happen. I think Dontavian Wicks can be a really good wide receiver for the Green Bay Packers for a lot of years still. I think there's a lot of talent there. I don't think there's anybody on the roster that you look at it going into training camp and you're like, yeah, I think that guy's probably would be better if we cut him. I think time's up on his time in Green. Like, there's nobody that fits that criteria. Everybody has a chance to contribute and be part of a Super Bowl champion squad. I think we all, as Packers fans, feel that way going into this season. But a lot of it is based on potential. Not a lot of it, outside of a handful of players, is based on proven results on the field. And that's what you've summarized.
There you go.
I agree. A lot of Packers fans dreaming fearlessly for the upcoming season that players will take the next step and be part of contending for a championship.
Indeed, and we're excited. We, as a show, will be up at Dream Drive. That is opening. That's the official launch of Packers training camp and the bikes and all that great stuff. That's the beautiful part about Dream Drive and American Family Insurance. They are in every community. They're everywhere, and they have been a proud partner of ours from the jump and for almost 100 years. They've been committed to making your life better with the right home and auto protection. So you are free to go and chase your dreams. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com.
Tausch, notoriously big ESPY guy. We're going to talk a little about the ESPYs of Wisconsin. It's coming up in 2 minutes to kick off the 11 o'clock hour from Jones Market in Fort Atkinson. Don't go anywhere. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
The search for luxury begins at Audi Madison. Save $5,500 when you purchase or lease a new 2025 Audi Q7 55. National customer credit is good toward the purchase, finance, or lease of a new Audi, but is only available until July 30th. Why drive something ordinary when you can drive something extraordinary? Stop in and test drive today. Check out AudiMadison.com to see current inventory and specials. Start your adventure at Audi Madison today, off the Beltline and Rimrock Road.
Hi, this is former Badger Pro Football Hall of Famer Joe Thomas. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison. Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison. My name is Riley Yauk, and this is your Sports Center update, brought to you by our Bucks NBA Finals replay. Tune in Sunday night for a special replay of Game 6 of the 2021 NBA Finals. Relive the magic of the full game broadcast on the 4th anniversary of the Bucks winning the NBA title. Special replay from the Bucks Radio Network starts at 7 o'clock on Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN. The Stars were out in Atlanta last night for the 2025 MLB All-Star Game, and the Milwaukee Brewers in attendance were glowing. Closer Trevor Megill was called in to clean up the final out of the 7th inning for the National League after the American League rallied for 4 runs. And then it was the rookies' time to shine. The focal point of many of the headlines this week, Jacob Mizorowski dazzled in the spotlight yet again, tossing a scoreless frame in the National League's victory over the American League. Milwaukee now gets 2 more days off before getting the second half underway out in Los Angeles as they open with the Dodgers. In the meantime, Wilde and Tausch, hour number 3, coming your way now.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 11 o'clock hour, Wilde and Tausch, Jesse and Tausch today at Jones Market, Jones Dairy Farm in Fort Atkinson. Great partner of ESPN Wisconsin. It's our pleasure to be out here today enjoying bacon and sausage and ice cream and cheese curds and sandwiches and breakfast burritos and anything else that they want to bring by. And I'm definitely going to bring a list home that Becca sent me here with of what to bring home today.
I'm not certain that you're going to leave.
I might stay forever. This might be heaven.
I could see you just putting a tent up and just sleeping back by the ice cream parlor.
Where you tried to park when you rolled to the town this morning. We don't have to revisit that.
Yeah, let's not.
What I do want to visit, I don't know if you sent this before you left. That would make sense for your timeline. ESPY Moments for Wisconsin. The ESPY Awards are tonight on ESPN.
Yeah, and I was thinking about this because I was watching Unsportsmanlike today, and obviously a big charitable day on the ESPN national programming side of it. And ESPYs, they have Shane Gillis doing the thing tonight, and I'm sure it'll be a fun show kind of celebrating sports. And as I always do when I see national, I try to bring things local and understand how this from July, and basically it's July to July. So this Brewers season, you can say Miz, and he would be the ESPY Wisconsin breakthrough athlete. I don't think there's any. He would be unanimous. He's the guy. Is there somebody else that you can even put in the same vernacular?
Is there a Packers player last year?
Breakthrough to Miz's standpoint?
No.
And this made me a little depressed. I'm trying to think at this last 12 months, July to July, what moment took our breath away? What would be the ESPY moment for this last calendar season? Packers, Bucks, Brewers. We're not going to even go down the college route. It is just those 3, our professional teams.
Moment of the year.
What is the ESPY moment? Because ESPY team, it's the Brewers, and it's not close. And the Brewers got knocked out in the first round.
Yeah.
What would be the moment, the ESPY Wisconsin moment of the year from July to July? And I'm going to say the first thing that popped up into my head was Miz corkscrewing that dude. Like legit,
Twins?
that is what that's the first thing I thought of. The only Packer moment that I could think of is obviously there's the blocked kick against Chicago.
Carl Brooks.
To beat the Bears.
Fingertip, yeah. The only win in the division last year.
And then the other one was that whippersnapper throw that Jordan Love threw between 3 fingertips against the Houston Texans.
Yep.
I can't think of anything else. And then I started thinking about just in general who our athlete of the year would be. It's going to be Giannis because it's Giannis.
Yeah.
But I don't think there was anything remarkable of any of our teams did throughout the course of the last 12 months that are even ESPY worthy.
Okay, so I have a couple.
Let's hear them.
The John Tonje, when he
I just said professional sports.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so we're excluding the Badgers.
Did
now.
you not hear me say that?
The ESPYs don't exclude the college sports. They're in the mix for everything. But
All
if
right.
you want to keep it professional, we'll keep it professional.
What's your John
all
Tonje?
about keeping it
the
professional.
Arizona game in the early
Arizona
in the year.
game, the John Tonje when he stripped the Michigan State dude at half court to win the semifinal in the Big Ten tournament. That was a pretty big one, where they beat Michigan State as the 1 seed. Wisconsin advanced back to the Big Ten championship game. That was pretty cool. The Brewers beating the Mets in Game 2 last year.
Is
in the
that what you
playoffs.
remember about that series?
Of course not.
Okay.
But that's not the point. The point is Carl Brooks's blocked field goal attempt what I remember most about the Packers season? No, but that would be the best moment of that season. The Bucks winning the NBA Cup.
Like I said,
they beat the NBA champion Oklahoma City Thunder to win the NBA Cup.
Like I just said, this last 12 months as a Wisconsin sports fan professionally, and very great.
Sal Frelick and Jake Bauers back-to-back in Game 3.
I can't disagree with you that the NBA Cup in Las Vegas.
I knew you were going to get after me for this.
No, but your point is that is probably the crown jewel of our last 12 months as professional Wisconsin sports fans.
Bucks, Packers, and Brewers, what's the best thing they've done in the last 12 months?
The NBA Cup is our ESPY moment of 2024/5. Oh, my God. That's the answer.
I mean, are we missing any? 844-770-3776.
Actually, yes. Okay, yep. We are missing one thing.
Okay.
And this is also sad but awesome. Hosting the NFL draft is the crown jewel ESPY moment for the state of Wisconsin this year.
The pick of Matthew Golden.
No.
Murphy's
hosting the draft.
I want to go one better. Murphy's announcement of the pick is the moment of the year in Wisconsin professional
hosting
sports.
the draft flawlessly in the state of Wisconsin in Green Bay is our ESPY moment of the entire season. That is our ESPY moment. And for a sports state as proud and littered with history of great things, that is sort of depressing to me.
Jackson Churio, Tucker in Wausau, says on the text line, 844-770-3776, the carbless ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. Churio might be the athlete of the year the last 12 months. 2 home runs in Game 2.
I heard he doesn't walk enough.
Came around as the future of the Brewers.
Does he walk enough?
Homer hasn't said, just like I haven't said Pat Murphy should have a conversation about whether he should be the future manager of the Brewers. Homer has not said recently that Jackson Churio is a poor player and should be traded because he doesn't walk enough. That was a May take. We're into July now.
Okay.
Keep them coming, 844-770-3776. The kid catching the punt at family night last year from Waupun.
I'm telling you.
Some of the people here at Jones Market say, yeah, it was cool.
This is very telling to me. Not just that we're shaking our head and saying the Waupun kid catching a punt. It was a very nondescript sports calendar year, July to July, for Wisconsin sports teams. But very nondescript.
But think about what that's, to me, that's actually a compliment to the golden age of Wisconsin sports that I feel like we've lived in for the last 6, 7, 8 years. The Brewers are in the playoffs every year. The Bucks are relevant in the playoffs every year, even though they have underperformed the last couple. The Packers are consistently still in the mix. Just because they didn't reach an NFC championship game, just because the Bucks weren't in the Eastern Conference or the NBA Finals.
You just said the shining moment of last season was Carl Brooks tipping a kick.
I did not say that.
Bears.
I was not. I would say the moment of the year was Murphy announcing the Matthew Golden pick. That is, I'm going to lock that in.
No, and I understand. I'm saying the fact that hosting an NFL, which is a big deal, was the highlight of anything in the state of Wisconsin for 12 months with all of the competition and everything that we do with teams that we feel, I think we all felt going into last season could win a championship. Every team had an opportunity to win a championship. And our crowning jewel is that Mark Murphy made an announcement in front of 200,000 people. which is I don't want to diminish that.
I mean, it's
but
pretty cool. Yeah.
It is cool. But that to me, it does make me feel. It doesn't make me feel the feels.
I would say Wisconsin sports is kind of like the Packers wide receiver room after the last 12 months, where there's a lot of potential and a lot of hope that things are going to be better for all of the teams in the very near future. But there are a lot of question marks, and some of the teams, not all, but some, are trending a little more negatively than positively at this juncture. Is that fair?
Well, you think the Packers are trending negatively.
I don't. The national people do, but that.
Okay.
I'd like to protect. You're my guy. I want to protect you from this crowd because this always happens when we talk about moments of the year, teams of the year, things like that.
You don't have to protect me.
Ken in West Allis, not professional, but how about the Wisconsin women's hockey team? They did win a national title.
Agree.
So,
and
but again, we're not talking about college.
No. How is that protecting me?
Because the women's hockey crowd always comes out when we don't nominate
there's
things.
nobody. I tell you, every time we win, I text Cliffy and say, another championship for the University of Wisconsin, because it's always, the SEC, everything means more. Our ladies are carrying the torch. Mm-hmm. Volleyball, hockey, we win championships or we're in the mix every year. It's not the question, though.
We'll check the YouTube comments, get back to this a little bit as the show continues. Your nominees for the moment of the year.
Brandon McManus, walk-off field goal. That was pretty cool.
I actually think we've been doing the show 9 years now. I think this was the most nondescript sports year, July to July, that we've done in the 9 years I've been here.
Definitely Packers-wise, yes.
No, Bucks-wise and Brewers. Brewers, I can't say that about the Brewers. They've had some, but I'm saying just from an overall standpoint, this moment took my breath away. This was unbelievable. Like last year, we beat the teams we were supposed to. We lost the teams that could have had those moments in.
I mean, Pat Murphy won Manager of the Year. The Brewers hosted another round.
Brewers
of the
were
playoffs,
awesome.
And they had Churio at 2 home runs in Game 2 to keep him alive, and then they hit back-to-back jacks in the 7th inning to take a 2-0
Yeah, but all
lead.
I remember is that Alonso. That's it.
Who did it again last night, too. Had some nightmares watching that this morning. Looked just like that home run he hit last year. Oh, it was irritating. We're going to play trivia next to get good vibes going again. 844-770-3776. It is Wisconsin Geography Wednesday
Ooh, I
for
like
Wilde
that.
and Tausch Trivia. Caller number 12 for the last 12 months. Caller 12. 844-770-3776. Wilde and Tausch Trivia presented by Vortex Golf is coming up next on Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut. You know I've loved Pizza Hut since the days back when I was in school participating in the legendary Book It program. The summer was always a great time to get in some extra time reading to earn some great Pizza Hut pizza. And now my summer survival kit in Madison is a little different. A cooler full of drinks, a comfy lawn chair, and a large Hut Lovers pizza from Pizza Hut for just $12.99. Choose from 4 loaded legends: meat lovers, pepperoni lovers, veggie lovers, and the new spicy Hawaiian. It's your summer go-to. Hot, melty, and made to crush hunger. Order before it's gone on the Pizza Hut app. Limited time only. Additional charge for extra toppings, pan, stuffed crust, and extra cheese. A large Hut Lovers pizza for just $12.99 for a limited time at Pizza Hut. Nobody out-pizzas the Hut.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
Pat Costello, not Mahomes. Go ahead.
So if Mahomes only wins
That's
one more title, would we look at it as disappointing?
Stop. Please stop.
Yeah, I would say that's disappointing.
What?
I would say that's disappointing.
Because he's
based
on
on how he started, that would be disappointing. I'm just gonna call it what it is. It'd be disappointing.
Unsportsmanlike, weekday mornings from 5 to 9 on 100.5 ESPN.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Hello, I'm John Hayes, the owner of Goodman's Jewelers. It's been my pleasure to serve this community from this incredible store for over 4 decades. We stand upon high standards and classic traditions, pillars like honesty and integrity. Stop into Goodman's Jewelers, the longest-standing full-service jewelry store in the heart of Madison at 220 State Street. Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
Madison's home of the Milwaukee Bucks.
Lops up top to Giannis. Whoa, what a play!
Wisconsin Badgers volleyball.
Underneath it, bump set, left side, powers it down. What a rally, and Wisconsin comes out on top.
And now, the Milwaukee Brewers.
Fly ball to center. It is way back, and it is gone!
This is Madison's new home of the Milwaukee Brewers, 100.5 ESPN.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
This update sponsored by UW Credit Union. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you.
Kids and seniors, Courts wants to see you at American Family Field. On select weekday home games, kids 14 and under and seniors 60 plus can save 50% on tickets. Following the game, seniors may stroll along the outfield warning track. Visit brewers.com/kids and seniors to learn more.
Join UW Credit Union at uwcu.org. Insured by NCUA.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Slow down on Monday, not a sound. On Wednesday, might get loud. On Friday, but on Saturday, we paint the town. Lose my sense of time or 2 weeks feel like days. Medicaid in the afternoon.
Wilde and Tausch continues on from Jones Market at Jones Dairy Farm in Fort Atkinson. Open for lunch. Ice cream available. Come on out, enjoy it. Cheese curds, bacon, sausage. The ham has arrived now.
Yeah, we just had a little ham. It's fantastic.
The hickory smoked ham from Jones Dairy. I've had it before, and it still tastes just as good today, especially when we're here on site. Come on out, join us for the next 30 minutes if you're in the Fort Atkinson area. Otherwise, come on out anytime today. Jim, Matt, and Molly going to be here in the afternoon from 4 to 6 on ESPN Madison as well. Big day for us here at Jones Dairy Farm. We are in Fort Atkinson. That's where our travels take us today. It's been a busy week for Tausch on the road, and I wonder if that could be any inspiration for today's Wilde and Tausch Trivia presented by Vortex Golf.
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is brought to you by Vortex Golf. Rangefinders you can bet on.
We welcome in today's contestant, Steve in DeForest. Steve, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you guys?
Super.
How well-traveled are you around the state of Wisconsin, Steve?
Let's just say this. I hope Jesse had a good day when he wrote these questions.
I did write them at about 5:30 this morning while I was watching the replay of the MLB All-Star game because I fell asleep around 8:30 last night. So I think I was doing pretty good. The inspiration for these questions on Wisconsin Geography Wednesday, Tausch's travels over the last 3 days.
Yeah, been a lot of traveling, for sure.
So we'll see how closely Steve was not only paying attention, but how well he knows some of the communities that we've ventured to that we're not normally in on the road this week. Here is, I'll ask all these. You get to play along.
Yeah, I'm going to play.
Question number 1, Steve. On Monday, Tausch was in the village of Salem Lakes, established in 2017 for the Kohler Services bathroom remodel project that he was part of. The village of Salem Lakes, established in 2017, created by a municipal merge between the town of Salem and which other community? Was it Gold Lake, Silver Lake, or Bronze Lake?
Silver Lake.
I didn't know that.
You were there.
I thought it was Paddock. It was Paddock Lake is where we were, not Gold.
No, the lake itself was Paddock Lake, but I learned this morning when I looked it up. The Salem and Silver Lake merged in 2017 by municipal merge and became the village of Salem Lakes. So that's where you didn't even know where you were.
I did
on
not.
Monday.
No, I did not know that was. I thought it was Paddock.
Steve knew enough to get question number 1 correct.
Babe, Steve.
We move on to question number 2. Yesterday, we were in Saukville at the Bog for the ESPN Milwaukee Open. The route Jason and I traveled to get from Madison to Saukville yesterday included traveling on Highway 33. Which of these Wisconsin cities is not located along Highway 33? Again, we're looking for which is not located on Highway 33. Is it Portage, Richfield, or Port Washington?
Could I have those again, please?
Absolutely, Steve. Which is not located along Highway 33? Portage, Richfield, or Port Washington?
I would say Port Washington.
Port Washington is the guess. Tausch, would you like to guess?
Well, Portage is definitely, so it's either Richfield. I'm going to say Richfield.
One of you is correct. And unfortunately for Steve, it's Tausch. Richfield along Highway 67. That's where Holy Hill is, a little out of the way for Highway 33. Highway 33 goes a long way, man. It goes
Great highway.
Portage, Baraboo.
Reedsburg.
Yeah, Beaver Dam.
Yep.
We hopped on it in Beaver Dam and took it all the way through Newburgh and West Bend and Horicon, all the way out to Saukville. It does extend all the way to the lake where Port Washington is.
That's beautiful.
So chance to bounce back here, Steve, with question number 3. Usually we say longitudinally, latitudinally. Today we say populationally. Which of these Wisconsin cities that Tausch has visited in the last 3 days has the largest population per its most recent census measurement?
Oh.
Is it the village of Salem Lakes, Saukville, or Fort Atkinson, where we are today?
Boy, good question.
The largest.
Largest population per its most recent census measurement. Salem Lakes, Saukville, or Fort Atkinson?
I'll go Fort Atkinson.
I would have guessed that.
Saukville. Not Salem.
Per its most recent census, Salem Lakes has a population of 14,600.
No way. Really?
That's what it said.
That is an upset. I would have 100% Tausch that. I thought it was down to Saukville
in Kenosha
and
County.
Fort Atkinson. I know it was in
Salem
Kenosha
Lakes,
County.
population listed of 14,601. Fort Atkinson, 12,350.
That's a tough question.
Saukville, 4,258.
So Saukville's the smallest
Smallest
of, that
of the three.
Fascinating.
Now, you were in Salem Lake, so if you think that this information may be misguided, then
again,
I would be open to...
I drove in, then I ended up going to Kenosha, and then came back. I'm not going to fight it. I just am very surprised because it felt smaller. It's a good thing. It's felt smaller.
Steve, unfortunately, I guess I was kind of mean to you here. You only got one of the questions correct, but you do have 2 of the possible 4 entries into the drawing for the Vortex swag bag as part of our trivia drawing that will take place this Friday. Thanks for playing. Thanks for tuning in, Steve. Always appreciate it.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks.
Stephen DeForest, today's contestant in Wilde and Tausch Trivia, presented by Vortex Golf. I don't know how many of those communities have UW Credit Union locations, Tausch, but we know they are located all around the state of Wisconsin.
Well, I know Milwaukee has a bunch. Obviously, Madison has a bunch. Milwaukee, if you're in the Milwaukee area, stop into any of the Milwaukee area locations, and you can get a chance. You can go get 4 state fair tickets. How fun is that? And for every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you, proudly serving the great state of Wisconsin. Highway 33, Highway 67, no matter. are going to help you reach your financial goals. And people always will ask me, why did I join UW Credit Union? Well, I love keeping my banking local, and I love their member first service. But I love Bucky. How do you not love Bucky? And if you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom will make you do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member today. Get your Bucky card like I did, federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions to apply.
Riley Yauk's big night at the Madison Nightmares game. Take center stage in Whoa Nelly or Whoa Riley. That's coming up next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
The biggest games.
Back-to-back state championships. Still going, lowers his shoulder into the end zone. Touchdown, Wanakee.
The most compelling stories.
Where are you going to be playing basketball next year?
I'm proud and excited to announce that I'll be going to the University of Charleston.
We are now joined by the Executive Director of the WIAA, Stephanie Hauser.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
It's always a beautiful experience coming out to the ballpark. Many fans prep in the parking lot amongst our legendary tailgaters. When you're ready for new windows and doors, prep for those at the Pella Experience Center in Brookfield. See, feel, open, close, and compare dozens of window and door options from different Pella lines side by side. And if you order by July 31st, get 0% interest for up to 5 years on Blue Mountain Road or visit PellaWI.com today.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
My name is Zach Lind. I'm a podiatric surgeon at Stoughton Health. What brought me into podiatry specifically was a lot of injuries growing up. I skateboarded a lot, played hockey, so I was kind of always injured, a lot of heel pain, a lot of ankle sprains, so I had seen a local podiatrist quite frequently. What I focus on mainly in practice is a lot of the elective bunions, hammer toes, flat foot reconstruction, high arch reconstruction. We do a lot of ankle fractures, fifth met fractures, so Jones fractures, Liz Frank injuries, Achilles ruptures.
Learn more at stoughtonhealth.com.
Veterans, have you explored your benefits lately? The Wisconsin Department of Veterans Affairs stands ready to serve Wisconsin veterans, their families, and their survivors. With our partners like your local county veteran service officer, we can help access the benefits you've earned and the support you need. For more information, please visit wisvets.com. That's wisvets.com. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Veterans Affairs with funding provided by the Milwaukee Brewers and the Brewers Community Foundation.
The sound of summer is on ESPN Madison.
The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Madison's home of the Brewers.
Mizorowski deals. Struck him out. A heater at 101.
Catch every Milwaukee Brewers game this season on 100.5 ESPN.
Back and watching it sail. It's a grand slam.
Brewers baseball on ESPN Madison is presented by Hard Rock Casino Rockford and brought to you by Starion Bank and Sinden Chevy in Mount Horeb.
ESPN Madison is proud to partner with Mentoring Positives for our third annual ESPN Madison Open. Mentoring Positives is a nonprofit based right here in Madison and is dedicated to uplifting youth and families through mentoring, athletics, and youth entrepreneurship. As a trusted presence in the community, Mentoring Positives has been helping young people build confidence, leadership, and purpose for 20 years. They're changing lives right here in our community. Visit mentoringpositives.org to make your impact today. That's mentoringpositives.org.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
Wilde and Tausch continues live from Jones Market at Jones Dairy Farm in Fort Atkinson. No Jason Wilde today, and man, is he missing out. This is one that he regrets whenever he's not on the show. I learned that from him yesterday, but he's really going to regret not being here for this one with all the delightful bacon and sausage and ham that's been brought out our way. Plus, after the show, we're going to have some lunch. There's cheese curds, there's ice cream, dairy products galore. This is the place to be in Fort Atkinson. This is amazing. Can't wait to be back here.
Yeah,
again.
The ham is fantastic. Maybe it was because it was first brought out. The bacon is taking the cake. So.
The bacon was perfect. Everything else was equally delightful, but the bacon was absolutely divine.
Well, if something was perfect, can it all be equally delightful? It's all good
everything.
stuff.
Like, I love the sausage. There were 4 different types of sausage. They were all fantastic.
No doubt.
The ham is amazing.
No doubt.
But the bacon was perfect. Absolutely perfect. I don't know how perfect Riley performed last night at the Madison Nightmares game. I have a feeling we're going to get a good story from him here. Let's turn it over to Riley Alk for this edition of Whoa, Riley.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I got to stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly!
On Wilde and Tausch.
Yeah, so it's not necessarily how I performed last night at the Madison Nightmares game. It's more of how an unfortunate soul performed during the Northwoods League Home Run Challenge, which they had after the game. Madison is hosting the Northwoods League All-Star Week this year, which is really cool. The game's tonight, actually. I heard they're having a drone show afterwards, so that should be fun.
Hope they don't get rained out.
Guess we'll see. But last night they had their home run derby. It was really interesting. So they broke it up by division, Great Lakes versus Great Plains, and then they have baseball and softball players from each league compete. And then they each get 2 minutes, almost the exact same format as the current Major League Baseball home run derby. And they hit as many as they can, and then they tally them up at the end, and whichever league has the most home runs wins. And then you have your individual winner as well. And unfortunately, for a member of, I believe it was the Great Plains League, if you thought Jazz Chisholm's performance in the home run derby was bad, this guy was significantly worse. He had a whopping 0 home runs as one of the few members selected to participate in the home run derby out of, I'm sure, hundreds of Northwoods League baseball and softball players. And man just struggled. Like he had a lot.
Anything close?
Did he swing and miss?
No, not really.
Like Ricky Weeks swung and missed
like
at a home run derby years ago.
Good line drives, or was it just popping them up?
You had a couple of decent line drives. Like I don't think he made the warning track, and you had a lot of foul pop-ups behind home plate. It was bad. Some ground balls that didn't get past the softball fence. It was.
Do we know who was pitching to him? Could it be the pitcher's problem?
No, it was the same pitcher. Every baseball player had the same pitcher, and every softball player had the same pitcher.
Poor
so
people must be getting tired from doing that. Might have had something to do with it. A lot of pitches.
I don't know. The next guy hit like 8 home runs with the same pitcher, so I don't think it was on the pitcher.
So
but
what happened? Did they boo him?
Yeah, how was the person received?
No, honestly, it was even worse because no one's really cheering. He gets a polite golf clap afterwards, and then the MC is like trying to hype him up and stuff like, hey, such and such, great performance out there, man, awesome job, give it up for him. And I feel like that's way worse because it was so disingenuous.
There's nothing worse like pity.
Yeah.
The pity stuff and that you don't want that. Sometimes you just take your medicine and go home.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I was kind of hoping that – I didn't think you would crush some kid from the Northwoods League in your airtime. I thought you were going to tell a story like they called you out of the stands to participate. And
that would have been awesome.
You swung and missed.
I bet Riley would be able to get one out of the park.
He'd look better than Strofe did out in Los Angeles. You see that video?
I did see
Alex Strofe, Mr. Irrelevant, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays on YouTube. Produces Kyle Bruston Nortman. Notoriously bad athlete.
Yeah.
He was in a home run derby out at ESPN Los Angeles somehow, and it was terrible.
Okay.
Yeah, I think at my absolute max, I could get 1 out. Like, if I just really put a charge into it, I could get it out. But I I could have done at least as well as that guy did. But
So this sounds like a good time to run back that I could easily play second base for the Madison Mallards for 1 inning, and we would be just fine. If this is the quality of baseball player that is being nominated to participate in the home run derby representing the league, and the league has produced major league talent galore, like Pete Alonso.
Madison Mallard.
Last night homered in the All-Star game. Hero of the postseason last year for the New York Mets, and the villain of the Milwaukee Brewers, a former Mallard, a former Northwoods League baseball player. There's a lot of good players that come through that league. I could play second base for 1 inning and we'd be just fine.
Well, I mean, what's just fine? Like, there's a chance you don't get a ball hit to you.
Yeah, and if there is one that gets hit to me, it might get past me, but I can be the cutoff man. I can field a ball coming my way if a guy's trying to steal second base.
Yeah, I mean, you could put a cinder block out there and then you could say the same thing.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think it's a ridiculous. You got after me so bad a few years ago for saying I went to a Mallard game. I said I could easily play second base for 1 inning.
You could literally physically stand in the position. You couldn't play it.
I'm not saying I would look like
Roberto
Alomar out there.
I am so over you saying I'm not saying and I'm not asking, but like that whole shtick, I wish I would have never brought that into the vernacular.
I'm not saying that I'm not saying anything.
Oh my God! Whoa, Nelly! Whoa, whatever. I'm done.
Whoa, Nelly!
Thank you.
All right, let's move on to switch gears here a bit. Tausch, I want story time from you. So you're at a dairy farm.
Yep.
I know you grew up on a dairy farm. I'm not necessarily an ag kid, but I was in 4-H, helped my friends show some goats. Like, I was around a little bit. So I want to know, do you have any good stories from the dairy farm growing up?
I have 100 good stories, and matter of fact, you're probably going to hear a few of them later on this fall.
Okay.
But
could you tease on that?
Yeah, well, no, I won't tease that one. I'll just get into when I showed a steer at the Wood County Fair. I did not put in the necessary time because I didn't necessarily want to do this. This was something that I was gently nudged to do. And the steer that we had, it was a Hereford. Beautiful, beautiful animal. And it was basically in a shed, in a farmhouse. I don't know. It was sheltered. Okay.
Sure.
It wasn't like a free range. And the first time I had to take this out, it was a week before the Wood County Fair. I had to take the steer out. And when it got outside, it was like there was still fencing, but then eventually there wasn't fencing. Because when you're at a fair, the animal has to be under control. Mm-hmm. And I had nightmares because the first time I went, this steer took off. And I couldn't control it. And I literally had nightmare on nightmare that this steer was there was going to be in the Marshfield News Herald, steer kills 5 at the Wood County Fair. Because I could not control this steer. So eventually we got the little halter around and we learned how to take care of it. And I got it under control enough that we were able to show it. We didn't place great, but we ended up getting it to the county fair. But the first time we took it outside, it went bananas. I didn't sleep for a week. That's a little steer story. But we did get it shown. I did show a steer at the Wood County Fair. Did not place, but we participated.
Sounds like that was a win in of itself.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, man, I thought for sure. I didn't look up my legal rights and everything else, but I was concerned for everyone's safety at that fair that this could get ugly, and luckily it did not.
Tauscher Family Farms under fire for wild steer.
And nowadays, whether you're at the Madison Nightmares game and the Northwoods League All-Star game, whether you're at the Wood County Fair, you can crack open an ice-cold Coors Light.
Indeed, and whether you're at the fair or you're tailgating pregame, crack open a Rocky Mountain cold Coors Light, brewed with that 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filtered, and it is cold packaged. So it is made to chill and make sure those mountains are blue. That's when you know Coors Light is chilled to perfection. Celebrate responsibly, Coors Brewing Company. Golden, Colorado.
We'll wrap it up from Jones Market in the Jones Dairy Farm in Fort Atkinson. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Bruner Realty, providing excellent real estate and property management services in the Madison area for over 30 years. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to get housed today. 10 years ago, Wisconsin basketball handed Kentucky its only loss of the season. Frank Kaminsky sharing Devin Booker's feelings years after the Final Four upset when the two played in the NBA.
When I signed in Phoenix, I had never really talked to him outside of this. He just looked at me and goes, "I'm not over it." And I knew exactly what he was talking about.
Made Him Believe, now available on ESPN Madison's YouTube channel and on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
For windows with the strongest resilience, you need the Pella experience. Get 0% interest for up to 5 years if you order by July 31st at PellaWI.com.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
When you're in the right place at the right time, things get done. The important things, like knowing what you need and how it all works. Talking truck. Fixing it right the first time. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, our people get it done right and now. That's how you know you're in the right place at the right time. And you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on July 29th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Chicago Cubs.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh my goodness, third down.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Delta Dental of Wisconsin. Tune in July 29th at 6:40 on WISC-TV in Madison, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
Celebrate Happy Gilmore 2 at the Bridges. On Sunday, July 27th, play in the Be Happy 2 or 4-person scramble for $120 per person. Includes 18 holes of golf with a cart, prizes, and dinner. Find more details at golfthebridges.com today.
Want to move better, play faster, and compete at a higher level? Train where Wisconsin's top athletes go. Total Athlete Performance. From middle school phenoms to the pros, TAP is Madison's #1 destination for speed, power, and athleticism. Their proven systems, expert coaches, and cutting-edge equipment help you dominate your sport. Can't make it in? Train anywhere with the TAP mobile app. Spots are filling fast, so don't wait. Visit tapwisconsin.com to schedule your free athletic assessment today.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Wilde couldn't make it here to Fort Atkinson today, and he is going to be jealous. Thank you to the entire Jones Market, Jones Dairy Farm team for having us out here this afternoon. This has been a blast, and we haven't even had lunch yet.
Yeah, it's been good. The food we knew was phenomenal. It's great to be here in person, and really excited about continuing just getting more food as it keeps coming out.
Bacon and sausage and ham and breakfast burritos and
Stop
sandwiches
staring at
and
me.
ice
Their
cream.
eyes.
I got meat eyes.
You got bacon eyes, and I need to go.
Thanks again to Brian Bulaga. Thanks to Homer. Thanks to everyone here at Jones Market for hosting us today. Catch the full show podcast back on the ESPN Wisconsin app. Download it today if you haven't already. What are you doing? And if you still are in the market to come out to Jones Market, Jim, Matt, and Molly will be out here from 4 to 6 this afternoon on ESPN Madison. You can see them as well. Thanks so much for coming along. Jason will be back tomorrow, and as he always says, take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tusher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott Garrett and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there.